Small talk.
I played him in the wrong fucking order. What an idiot. Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Small Talk, the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important at all. I'm your host, as always, Dylan, joined by the classic Sean and Eddie Money Mendez. How's it going, guys?
Thank God this
Going
isn't
good.
live, right? Like, thank God we're only pre-recording, because if this was live, that would have been really stupid.
I'm so excited, actually, for this show. It
It's
feels
good to be
like
back.
it's so weird having a week off because when we do, it's really like what 3 or 4 weeks off here, like with us since we're every other week. So it just feels that much longer, and yeah, I actually get really excited. Or was really excited for this show. So what up to Took, Brenton, Irwin, Toy Mafia, of course, Irie, Punisher. Good to see you guys. We got a pretty good, nice and loaded show. We were able to kind of cherry pick on what new segments we wanted to cover since we missed a week with the Thanksgiving weekend. We just kind of did our award show where we talked about some good figures during that time. So we kind of got to pick and choose some older news that we liked, and then also, obviously kind of the new stuff here. But how have you guys been? Have you guys gotten anything small lately or any significant changes? Sean, I know you said that you are possibly moving into your new place next
We
week.
should be closing next week. We got to do a walkthrough early next week, and then hopefully by Thursday, Friday, we're signing paperwork. So we're super excited. The hard part is that they can't give us an official solid date, but they keep telling us that Friday sounds like a good day to close. So still waiting on like a microwave, a couple other appliances and things like that. But we basically told them that if the place is livable, we want to be there. And if they need to come in and bring in stuff as time goes on, then we're okay with that.
That's
so
exciting, dude. Is it?
Yeah.
This is your first house, right? Like your first
Second
house
house.
you've owned? Oh, your second one.
house. Yeah.
Well,
It was time to move out of that other one. Just got too small.
But it's significant because he's going to have his own recording / collection room.
Yes.
that is cool, dude.
It will be called the media room because I do want the family to enjoy it. So I can't hog it to myself. Although that's probably what will happen.
I assume that every couple, like when they get a house, the guy gets his own room for like. I always call it a collection room, but like random the dude's room, right? Because my coworker is getting a new house with her boyfriend, and so I'm like asking her, does he get his own room? And she's like, for what? I'm like, for like his shit, like he needs his own room. And she's like, well, he's got his office. And I was like, that's an office. So is he like gonna put his own shit in there and like game in there? And because he does computer gaming, and she's like, well, I have a desk too. He said I could put it in there. I was like, no, it's not his fucking room then. If your desk is going in there, should put that shit outside. But anyway, I just think it's funny that I think that way. Like guys get their own room. Right?
I halfway joke with my wife when I say, I'll take the media room, and then you have all your rooms, the kitchen, the laundry room, and stuff, and then I get hit.
Of you. But okay. Jesus, 2021. He's over here telling his wife, stay in the corner.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I lucked out. So mine is a blend of my office. So I probably wouldn't have gotten, because we still we're in our first house. It's still pretty small, but I was able to justify the collection room because I work from home. It's my office as well. So I spend a lot of time in this room, and so that's kind of what I got out of it. Amanda still like stores things here. Like we have like a bookshelf and things like that in here. But yeah, that's the only way I was able for that to be an easy conversation, is because I pretty much am on my computer all throughout the day.
She wanted her own office, and there's a flex room that could be used as like a dining room on the first floor. and so she's gonna take that, and we'll just have that dining table just outside. There's a perfect spot for it, so she'll have her own dedicated office where she works from home, so she'll be able to have that. The kids have a playroom upstairs, which will evolve into a game room as they get older, and when they move out, I'll be taking that space for something else.
Very nice. Irie says my wife and I both have our own rooms outside our bedroom. That's nice. That's the ultimate goal, right? Then plus I can kind of finagle the basement eventually, because basements are huge here, into kind of being my man cave. That's kind of what my ultimate goal. I want like a bar / like man cave in
like a nerd
basement. Yeah, that's like big in our area. So
that's cool.
Okay. So Eddie, have you gotten anything new recently, or
just the Black Series crosshair in the Imperial armor. That's the only thing I've gotten. I haven't opened him yet.
Yeah,
he seems
I was just
like
about to
badass.
ask why.
Yeah, I just haven't had time. He seems like a badass figure, though. Good paint apps and things as far as looking through the packaging. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I got 4 elite troopers to go with him, so he could be with them, and then I have the whole set of the other. Like I got the regular crosshair too, so he's with the Bad Batch, and then this guy's going with the elite troopers. So be pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's a cool setup.
I wonder. This is small talk, so I'll bring it up. I got a little Hot Wheel at LA Comic Con, a little Volkswagen van from.
What is that? Hold
Equipped. A little Volkswagen T1 camper.
You like those Volkswagens? I saw that you like really wanted that Lego.
Yeah, I like little. My dad used to collect Hot Wheels, so I'll get like these little Volkswagen Hot Wheels. They call them cool combies. And then I have a little turtle van. But yeah, I like VW sick. Vans. I got a poster. That's like my dream car. I don't know why. I've always liked those cars.
That's cool, but that's so Californian of you. It hurts.
Jesus, man. Way to put me into stereotype.
No, well, because that's what you always see, like with the surfboards on it, right? That's the stereotype with it. But no, those are cool. My buddy has one that he like fixed up and did with that. The thing like has troubles running, but he uses that as a camper. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I had a pretty light. Actually, no, I didn't. I lied. I don't have much to show off. I haven't really opened a ton. So this was one of the things. Thanks to you, Eddie. This was barbecue.
I did not see the other ones, man. I kept going around checking for those other troopers that you were looking for, and I never saw them.
So we'll get there, but it's actually nice. We've just recently found out that, or like we'll cover it later on in the show, but those ones that I didn't get that I really wanted are actually like up for pre-order everywhere, like what Hasbro said was going to happen. So
nice.
Over since the last time we had a show too, this is my naked body of Giantsbane Tormund.
It's not his naked body because it's a little dark skinned, but a naked figure body.
Yeah, it's a 6-scale body from Tormund. Giantsbane from Game of Thrones, the 3016 scale figure. If you guys watch the unboxing there, I didn't really know it at the time. I found out like later on when I was messing with him more. But in that video, I just literally move his arm up and his whole bicep shatters. Like, so the bicep like comes into 2 pieces. You can kind of see the seam there.
Yeah. And
it just like exploded within his suit, and he has a really kind of annoying, really heavy, I guess, soft goods costume. And so I got a replacement body from 3-0. I was like, oh, great, okay, I'll do that. And then I was like, wait a second, like, no, this thing didn't come with like clothes on or anything like what Hot Toys will. If you do this with like Hot Toys through like reseller or someone with Sideshow, were typically, so like I had the Cody arm issue, shoulder issue, and they just sent a whole new body of Cody, and you need to send a video of you destroying the body then. And the body was like fully armored and everything. This thing came in the mail just like this, and I'm like, wait, so
do all this work?
Yeah, this guy has a pretty complex costume. I'm like, how am I supposed to do this? And they're like, oh yeah, we don't send you that. Here's the directions on how to do that. And so they send it to me. It's 3 pictures is all they showed, but it was enough. It's pretty much all I needed. But holy shit, it was a pain in the ass because, okay, so he has essentially a ton of different layers on him. He has like this, I don't know what you call it, but like the fur coat thing.
Yeah.
You take off. You have to take off like the rope that wraps around him, and then obviously his head, hands, and then his feet. But then you have to take this thing off and this belt, which I didn't really realize, but it was pretty self-explanatory once I figured out that how to get that off. But under this, there's like little ties all up inside there that keeps this like wrapped around tight, and it took me forever to get him finally undressed, and then of course like a fat suit underneath.
So you swapped the body already? That body you're showing us is the broken one?
No, yeah. So yeah, this is the broken one. So what happened, and I probably should have waited to find this out ahead of time, but I didn't know. I didn't want to take that chance of taking the whole suit apart and then finding out, it was shattered. So I just told him before I did anything with the body. Well, so when I took it apart, what happened is those 2 things split apart on that seam. They just came apart, and there's little pegs inside there. Mm-hmm. And whenever I put them back together, but anytime I bent the elbow in a 90-degree angle or anything past that, it would just pop apart. So all I did was put in the peg holes, put some super glue, and it's pretty much good as new now. Yeah. So I'm a customizer now, I guess. Just send me all your figures you want me to customize, because I guess
don't send them to Zach anymore. We're gonna put Dylan on the Patreon, and he's gonna take care of those things for you guys.
No.
Exactly. Don't do that.
No, I did that unboxing, Irwin, and that's where my arm shattered.
Dude,
for the figures one.
I don't know how you feel about it, and I know people are like, "Oh, it's easy. Like, just take the clothes off, put it back together. Like, it's easy. It's no big deal." I do not like messing with the figures. Like,
me neither.
I like posing. I like figuring out different poses and messing with figures that way, but like, fucking heating up pegs and doing this different shit, I don't like doing, because then it feels like a doll to me when I undress it and shit. Then I get like this is a fucking Barbie. I don't like that feeling, and then I just like it starts to annoy me. Like, it's like, dude, this is too much work, and I notice I do that a lot with third party stuff. You gotta futz with things and do all these things, and some people really love it. Like, Zach does it, he makes his figures way better, but I hate it. I don't. That's why I'm like kind of just wanting to buy Hot Toys if I buy it now, because they come pretty much good. You don't gotta really fuck with them, or But
exactly.
That's just me.
No, I'm pretty much right there with you, to where I will fuck around with it if I have nothing to lose. So like in the case of this one, where I essentially had the nice body already put together and nothing to worry about with this one, I had nothing to lose on this body, and then I would mess around. Like, I'll try and fix it then. Or like with the Mafex one, I just essentially finally glued that one hip joint in place. Like, I'll do that because I have a brand new one that is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So that's really the only time I will. But yeah, I'm the same as you. I don't really like to mess with it a ton, and I don't think I'll ever get that way. I do a bunch of stupid, like, now that when you get a house, you have to do a bunch of stupid, like, fix me up stuff and things like that I don't want to do that with my figures or hobby either. So
ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. Okay, so we can kind of
really quick. I'm sorry. We were talking about the house, but I got quite a bit. So can I show you really quick?
Oh yeah.
So This isn't Lightning Collection, but it's it was like a retro.
I saw mommy to take her skin.
What? What?
Wow.
What you say? Anyways,
Okay. So I got this.
was that your son
Yes,
coming in?
that was my
Okay.
son. So I
He's
got
just
this.
like you. He's always interrupting, dude.
Oh damn!
Wow. Oh, he left the show, guys. It's over. We've lost him.
So I got this Ninjor, this retro Ninjor from Walmart, and he transforms into like his battle mode.
Oh, that's
He's
cool.
a flip head.
What a
So he was
head.
pretty cool. He's not exactly to scale, but he's a lot of fun. I also got Doctor Strange from
Legends.
from No Way Home.
Yeah, that one looks pretty good. I was showing. I saw that one in store, and I was showing Adriana the head sculpt, and I thought it looked pretty good.
It's my first Doctor Strange, so he's gonna have to sit into my in-game display.
Oh,
The Miles everybody loves.
that is a good figure.
It really is.
It looks really good. The paint, I love the way that the red looks and everything. The paint looks really good.
Yes. And then I got the exclusive. I think it's Target exclusive. Captain Carter, the stealth mode, and for comparison, here's the regular release.
I'm tempted by something of Captain Carter. I do love the look of that character. I wasn't a huge fan of the episode, but I love the look.
And then I think it's Makari. Is that how you say her name? From Eternals?
Yeah. Yep, exactly like the selling site.
Yeah.
She was a cool character.
I
She didn't
heard
talk.
a lot of great things.
She didn't talk, but she was like, so her superpower was like speed, and she was pretty cool.
Right. And then the High Evolutionary.
Nice. That's the
heard
one
that.
that I said I liked from that wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait to pair him up with my Adam Warlock. And then the black and gold suited Spider-Man.
I like that figure too.
From the new movie, and
New
this
in-game.
is
Or not
Marvel
in-game,
Legends.
no,
Marvel
no.
Legends as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for that one, how come the Marvel Legend has the red gauntlets and the Hot Toy doesn't? Does the Hot Toy have red gauntlets?
I think with like Hasbro, they don't get the they've said before that they only get like stills and like concept art.
Mhm.
And I feel like Hot Toys and other companies on higher ends wait just long enough to put out like the best possible
Well,
product.
That'll happen to Hot Toys every once in a while as well, but Hot Toys has such a long turnaround life cycle for their pre-orders that they can adjust it in the middle of that
Right.
before production begins. Hasbro can't typically do that.
And then I got
That's
this
cool.
Hunter.
That's cool.
It also came with a Charmander and one other Pokemon. I don't know who it is.
That's not in scale with the Charizard and the Articuno, right?
Technically, no, but it's still from Jazzware.
Yeah.
And then the
There it
fully
is.
articulated Articuno.
That's
I've seen
awesome.
multiple of those in Target and been looking at it, and I'm like, do I pick it up? Do I not? I don't
Is it-
know.
Do you
I
think
wouldn't
it's on
mind.
par with the Charizard?
I think he's better articulated than the
Yeah.
Charizard, but I just feel like that's the nature of him being a bird.
Yeah, he has more joints in the legs and things, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he has. It's like the backwards
Yeah.
bend right there,
Yeah,
like the dog leg, and then also his talons.
the wings look
Articulate.
better. The
Yeah.
wings look better to me. I don't like the joints on the Charizard. It has the same kind of joints, I think, but it just looks better on the Articuno.
Well, and all around, it's a lot smoother. Like the Charizard felt
Yeah. I
like
know what you're
super
saying.
hard plasticky, you know?
Yeah.
And these just look and feel better. But again, I still think that's like maybe just the nature of him being a bird.
Smaller, maybe.
And then my last thing I got new comes in on Saturday. Got a PlayStation 5. So I cannot wait for that.
Nice. Yeah, and I got a couple more, like, I got a bunch of Mezco figures too in here that I just haven't had time to really unpack. We'll go over them on another show, but because we got so much news this time around, I don't want to focus too much. I got like Mosquatch in. I got the new, what do they call it? The casino.
Oh, Gomez?
Gomez. Probably my favorite or second favorite Gomez figure they've ever done.
Wow, that's high
right after
praise.
right after Stealth. But yeah, I'll show them off another time. But to kind of get into things with small talk, the first kind of elephant in the room with small figure collecting is probably the old Rancor Haslab, right? And I was afraid you guys were going to cover this too much on the Collecting Weekly show, but I feel like you guys kept it pretty bare for the most part. I gotta be honest. Zach kind of stole a bunch of my talking points before because him and I were messaging about it before the show, before you guys had your show, and he stole my talking points. But anyways, one of the big things I didn't like out of it was obviously overall with the overall piece, what I didn't like was the paint. And just for reference, so this is what they showed off in their promotion pics on the left side here. This is the old, what is it, Power of the Force?
Power Force.
Version. Look how much better this looks. Like, yes, this picture is better taken care of.
Yeah.
But
better,
this looks so much better than this.
Yeah, look at the nails, dude. That's what I really look at. That you can see the detail in the nails. You could see in the teeth, the shading in the skin. I mean, there's shading there, you know?
Yeah, it's I don't really get it. So I'll be honest, I was very, very disappointed in this whole thing. So they had just to kind of sum everything up with everyone, they had the target of 9,000 was what they were supposed to reach, and they finished with 8,533, and there's a huge jump at the end. Yeah. It did not seem like it should have gotten that close. But to come up short, even with all that, kind of is pretty telling. A lot of people, complained about the tiers and things like that went into those things, like the Gamorrean Guard, things we've had, and then for whatever reason, Salacious Crumb, and then they came in the back end. We haven't even covered this yet because this was, I think, in between some of the shows we covered the news, but they posted where they are including the Malakili. Okay. Anyways, oh yeah, that there is an L between the eyes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that post says, we appreciate all the feedback we received in an effort to make Haslab Rancor the best possible dream product. With that, we realized we can't leave the most dangerous creature, the Rancor, roaming the galaxy without its keeper. Duh. We will be adding a fully newly tooled Star Wars Black Series Malakili figure to the base, offering funding at 9K units, uncarded and ready for action. Comes with a unique gaffy stick. Inspired by Star Wars Return of the Jedi, figures active development and will share renders as part of our backer updates. If the project successfully moves to production, and, as we all know, it ended December 6th. Didn't reach it, obviously, so we won't see that. And that was a figure we have not had in Black Series yet, right? That was the big thing with that. That's why a lot of people thought that was going to be a given, why that'd be such a good tier for it, all of that. And I don't know. Overall, before I guess I go too far in here, Sean, what's your whole take on this thing? He's am I high right now? Or
I'm
is he on
sorry,
mute?
that's me.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it. I can go either way on this, just because I do feel like it's on Hasbro on this one, but I also feel like the reason why it jumped so much in the last several minutes of it was because people were like wanting to have it than not have it. Like those collectors were willing to take the flaws to get it, you know? And I feel like, you know, everybody's like, we need a Rancor, we need a Rancor, we need a Rancor. But the product just wasn't good enough from the start, I think. You know, maybe to realized version of it, I guess. I agree. I think the Power of the Force looks really good with the way it's kind of like hunched over and things like that. This seems like it's this big brute of a monster that's not super accurate, I guess. I don't know. But I feel like it's partially on collectors too, because like at that point we got it, but for what they're asking for it, you need to put out a really good product.
Yeah. Eddie, what's your overall thoughts? You didn't say much on the weekly show, so what do you think about this whole thing?
I think that they never wanted to make this. I think that they put this Haslab out there because people were begging for it. Because Star Wars collectors were begging for it. They thought,
Yes.
oh, the next Haslab for Star Wars is going to be a Rancor. It's going to be a Rancor. What if it never was going to be a Rancor? But because everybody was saying that and wanted it, like they were like, let's do a Rancor. We were going to do this, but let's do a Rancor. Everybody wants a Rancor. So that's why they showed the little teases and like, yes, you're right, guys. We were going to do a Rancor. And then they start showing prototypes and like, you know, this went up before we even had a real prototype. They started showing renders, not even prototypes. So I don't believe that they were ever fully invested in creating this figure. I think that just goes to show by the tiers and stuff. I think they just threw something together for their collectors, which kind of sucks. Because it only fuels the haters of Haslab. You know what I mean? People don't like Haslab. We have a couple on our show. And I understand the need for Haslab. I understand. I don't think there's any reason to hate on it. I understand the need for it. But when you throw shit together like this, you make them right. But anyway, before, like, I just want to point that out. But, like, specifically for the Rancor, you know, it goes through all the fucking tiers. All your tiers suck. So at the end, you're going to go and say, oh, we're going to give you a tier you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But they emphasize only if you 100% back it. Like, that annoyed me when they were like, only, they put in fucking bold letters, like, only if you guys back the whole thing will you get this guy. And it's like, so you want us to back a $300 figure for one Black Series that should have came with it anyway? Like, and then, so they do that. Then they go, then they don't do anything else. I thought they were going to announce like a paint change or something. And then at the end, after it's done, they're like, oh, guys, we're sorry, but this is what Haslab is about. You guys didn't want it, so you don't get it. We didn't
And I don't
fund
agree
it.
with that.
And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean we don't want it? You guys didn't even try. We want it. We do want it. You guys got to make a better figure for us to take it. We're not just going to take a Rancor Keeper and say, oh, cool, you fixed it. There was a lot of things wrong with it. So, and they're like, but it's on you guys. So I think they never wanted to do it. I don't think they put their effort into it.
So you don't think they ever planned to do the entire like Rancor or this guy, the Keeper?
I don't think they wanted to do the Rancor.
Okay. And Sean, you said you disagreed with something Eddie was saying.
No, he was saying like my question to what he was gonna say was, did they ever come out and be like, well, this is on you guys? And and that's exactly what Eddie said, because
they kind of did.
I think that's kind of crappy, because when you're asking that much for a figure and the statue is only what, another $200 or $300
when
off?
it goes
Like
to
double.
Dean's argument when it's behind a paywall, and then you blame it on people for it not achieving that
But the
paywall when it
product's not
was
quality.
right, when it wasn't executed right. So, and that's why I included this, and this is what I was saying, like what I was messaging to Zach. Shame on them, the way they worded this. Maybe I'm being too sensitive about this because I was really passionate. This was going to be my first Haslab I backed. I was super excited. I wanted a Rancor. What up, Manny? And their post after it didn't fund said, "We're sorry to say Star Wars Black Series Rancor Haslab project didn't reach its minimum backing goal. This was the Haslab platform. This is the Haslab platform is all about bringing our fans together and allowing you to decide if these dream projects ultimately get developed. We want to thank the fans who showed their support and backed the project, and to those who shared their passion through the campaign. We look forward to bringing you more dream concepts in the future." So that's my biggest issue is people weren't happy with your product. Like you gave us the chance to get it, but we weren't happy. To be honest, like personally speaking, I didn't give two shits about the stretch goals, the tiers, all of that. I couldn't have given two shits. To me, that was bonus. I just wanted a new goddamn amazing Rancor figure that I could fuck around with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you know what? The tiers of like the skulls and the bones and stuff like that, and then like a backdrop, you know, I feel like that's pretty.
So
crappy.
yeah, that's shut up for a second, Sean. All right, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's what I was getting to. Is like that's one whole thing for them. They don't care, or I don't care about that. But that in itself was something that a lot of people couldn't stand. Was their back of the Gamorrean Guard, which we've already had, skulls and backdrop, Salacious Crumb for some reason, which they should just save for maybe a huge Jabba's Palace type thing, and then a Luke from Return of the Jedi, which we've also had. And then they essentially were forced into doing this Keeper one, if it funded. And to all of that, that's one thing. But to me, what I couldn't stand was the paint job. That's the biggest turnoff for me. I would have funded this no matter what those other tiers were. But the paint job, I looked at this. I was ready to fund this. Actually, yeah, I was ready to go when it was still rendering and in gray and all of that. I'm like, I trust them. I fully believe that if this would have gotten funded, also, by the way, just to kind of on a different branching off here, if this would have gotten funded, I don't know how much better this would have gotten. I don't think it would have looked this bad once it got into people's hands, as their pictures show, but you're putting a lot of fucking trust into them improving off of a prototype that there's no guarantee. And so even then, I was like, if they don't come back around and change that up somehow, I can't promote this thing. I don't want to or anything like that. And
I don't think I'm a fan of people asking for money and pre-orders up front without having one figure finished. An entire prototype with what the paint's going to look like, not a render. Because Sideshow does that too with statues. You don't usually see an actual prototype until they're released. Like, you're looking at renders and everything. And I don't like that. The custom statue community, like, there are a couple that will make one prototype and they will show you before the pre-order goes up. And I think I prefer that, especially with something like Haslab, where it's a big ask. It is a money up front, and a lot of them are, multiple hundreds of dollars. Like, at least do one. Finish one and let us see what's going on. Because, yeah, I don't like that idea of like, well, it's probably going to be better by the time, like, yeah, but you want to put $300 on that bet? Like,
right, exactly. That's the whole thing. And I don't know if I completely buy into the whole to what you guys were saying, where you don't think they wanted to make it, and you don't think it was planned the whole time. They're trying not to make it. I don't fully think that, but at the one point, like what you were making is, yes, they definitely should have a finished project for something like that if they're gonna do it. Like, don't, if you're gonna do it good, like I always say, like famous Jameis always said.
It's so blatantly loved, unthought of, there's nothing behind this. So because it's so blatant like that, it makes me think like you did it on purpose. Because it's like, there can't be all these people in production for this figure and not know what people want. And maybe, we always come back to the argument of like, well, maybe it's a license thing. I don't fucking know. But then if it is, then say it. Say, look, this is what the license approves. I don't think the license is going to get mad at that. I don't think, what's wrong with coming out with a statement saying, look, this is what they will allow us to do. Because other than that, it just seems blatantly stupid. Like, I like the skulls. I don't like the background piece. But the other stuff is like people didn't want this, so why would you throw this out there?
Even the engineering and the rendering, or the engineering and things like that goes into producing those render pictures and all of that still takes quite a bit of time and money. I know that for a fact. There's a lot that still goes into that. So to me, it's still like, the reason why I don't 100% buy into the fact that they didn't want to do this in the first place is because I don't see why they would sit there and pay someone and spend so much money with not thinking or not wanting to do it. I think they maybe they wanted to do it, but like you said, there wasn't love to it, to where they didn't really care about if it did get done or not. Like they thought, I think it could have been a couple different things. It could have been overconfidence and just thinking that this was going to be something that sells itself no matter what the fuck like they make it look like. And number two, I think the most likely thing is like what you said, Eddie. Maybe they didn't intend to put it out as soon as they did or anything like that. The biggest thing that I am getting, or what I think is, I think they were just overall rushed with the entire thing.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think maybe it was a combination of the both. They expected it to sell itself. They didn't have to have a painted version. The render is going to be good enough. Well, then when the backlash came around the fucking other stretch goals and like how it wasn't finished and all of that, they're like, oh shit, let's include the keeper. Let's quick throw a paint job on, get it out. It doesn't matter. We just got to show them we're doing it. And while I do agree with that, I don't think they put enough time and effort into it, or it was poorly executed. Man, it was such a mismanaged project. It blows my mind from a multi-million-dollar company like that. The biggest toy company out there, or one of them.
You have a release date of fall 2023. You announced it in, what was it, mid-October, and you're presenting a 80, 85, 90% complete product, and then you, with the paint and all the tears and things like that are just not good. Like, yeah, it's rushed, I think.
If there was intent behind it, and I'm wrong about that, then I agree with this.
If there wasn't,
what? Hasbro thought they can get away with this. They produce products and people just consume it. They half-ass this one, definitely. I think that's another thing. I think people consume shit and they buy it and they're like, they're gonna buy it anyway, guys. Like, let's throw this, and they're gonna buy it anyway. And that's why I think it's good that it didn't get backed, because maybe they lose money and they think about it and they go, maybe it stays in the drawing board and it comes back around. And
these collectors aren't mindless idiots that'll just buy anything, and it shows them that they actually have to put effort into it.
If you think of like the previous Haslabs before this all got funded really quick. Like in not maybe the first one, the sales barge didn't even fund, right?
They either extended it out or said they added like international backers or some
Right.
shit like that.
The other ones, I think, because of the success of the Sentinel and the Galactus and the Razor Crest, they were like, we're gonna hit these tiers easy, guys. So they're like, we're definitely gonna hit this. It's a Rancor. People want this just as bad as they want a Galactus and a Sentinel. So they didn't put any effort into it, but now because of that, they come out and they're like, oh, it's your guys' fault. It makes it feel like the company sucks.
Yeah, and like that was the other thing is after all of this, what we just kind of ranted about and bitch and complained about, they had the audacity to post something and say, oh, looks like you guys didn't want it after all, you idiots. And it's like, no, we didn't want what you produced. It's like, this isn't on us. This is the lack of execution and production and art and pictures and all of that marketing that you guys didn't do is what went into this. This thing had such potential, and I'm getting, for once, I'm getting somewhat emotional about something like this and kind of ranting because I really did want this figure. I said it from the get-go. I said it when it was teased, when we were, even talking about this being teased when it wasn't even a thing yet. I said, I'm getting this. They did pretty much everything they could have done for me not to get this and change my mind. I don't just bitch to bitch,
Local Lou keeps saying that it may be due to the fact that they had so many projects going on at one time that they didn't have time to put into this. But the only reason I don't agree with that, Local Lou, it's possible, but the only reason I don't think that is because they have teams. They have different teams of different sections of people working on G.I. Joe. They have people working on Star Wars. They have people working on Marvel. So
Ghostbusters.
I don't think that like they needed more people over here working on the G.I. Joe Haslab or over here working on whatever because they have their own separate teams doing these things. So I don't see it being that kind of an issue.
So none of that was relevant to me. Like, I didn't care about that because I didn't care about the other ones. But when I looked at the post on the right here where they just pretty much said, sorry, didn't get funded, whatever, it was your guys' fault, fuck you. When I looked at the comments under that, and that's right in line with what, was it Loco was saying? Loco Lou?
Yeah.
Almost all of the comments were like, pretty much along the lines of, Hasbro, why did you think it was a good idea to do 3 Haslabs at the same time right before Christmas? That's what everyone was saying. They're like, this is stupid timing to do multiple Haslabs and then have them end in December, like right around Christmas time in the holidays. There's so many people that said that. I go through the comments. I promise you, that's like majority of the people bitching about it. That's, to me, that doesn't matter. Like I said,
no,
personally,
I wanted to see
shit,
where you were on that because I don't think that matters either. This is that thing that me and John argue about is like, they're a company trying to make money. They don't give a fuck about you're gonna spend all this money on your family at Christmas, or like you're gonna do this at Christmas, like, and then is it their fault that you collect G.I. Joe, Star Wars, and fucking Ghostbusters? Like, fucking pick one. You know what I mean? If you need all 3 of these fucking things, and if you do, then that's something you got to figure out. That's not necessarily on them. It would be nice. I understand the concept. It would be nice, but you got to think they want the money. It's Christmas.
We also have to understand we're kind of a lot of us, like especially kind of what we're doing, are the hardcore collectors. To where, for us that'd be easy to make those sacrifices, choose one or the other, or maybe get all 3. Like that stuff, all of us is something that we could figure out if we wanted. For a majority of people out there, one Haslab is probably a huge investment, or not investment, a huge commitment. and probably a big conversation with like the significant other or something like that. For most people out there that we don't hear about or see or talk to, or that we'll never even reach, one Haslab in itself is probably going to be a huge deal. And I more so the fact of the timing of it being around Christmas, I think, was a bigger deal than I think 3 going on at the same time. I think the Christmas time argument, where a lot of the people that can afford this and want this are people who probably also have to buy presents for their kids, for other family members, and things like that. They're going to be our age. They're not going to be typically people that are in, the positions that maybe you and I, Eddie, are in, where, we're the age where we're at, and we have our jobs, but we have no kids or anything. Like I guess I have other extended family I have to buy presents for, but
I don't want to. I don't want to make it seem like we sound like dicks, or I sound like a dick for saying like what I say, but you just got to think of it that way. You got to think like they don't care about your situation, and right. You crying about your maybe I won't use the word crying because it sounds dick. You thinking they're going to care about your soul, like fucking, like Kevin and fucking Pennsylvania, whoever the fuck. Hasbro's not worried about you, Kevin in Pennsylvania. They're seeing the overall picture. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. That's fucking life, dude.
Well,
Mark's
and
got
the fact of it is,
like, they cousin named Kevin, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
They're offering a service, though. Like, you don't have to buy their figures. And for a lot of us,
that's
a lot
what
of
Eddie's
us, it's
saying.
like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, I'll go get this $20 figure here, this $30 figure there. But I mean, even the Galactus for me was close enough to Christmas where we were like, well, we need to think about how are we paying for this, and then the money we were already saving for Christmas for the boys and stuff like that. So I think those conversations definitely are happening, but at the end of the day, they're offering a service, and they're going to put out what they put out, and
it's a luxury item.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you think about it this way, that makes sense too. Hasbro competed with themselves with the Proton Pack and the Sky Striker, Dealer's Choice, and the Rancor had to go. So, yeah, if you think about it, like, now people have to make a decision instead of being able to buy all 3 if you spread them out. Maybe that was a bad business decision on their end. That's a good point. That is a very good point.
Right, yeah, it turned out to be. They were probably hoping that it would be, just something that they could grow Haslab with, and I just hope that they learn something from this and they understand they can't take collectors for granted and people who want these things for granted just because they want them. Honestly, I wish in the comments I would have seen more about the execution and the paint and things like that as complaints rather than what they did about the timing of it all. But yeah, overall, I was super disappointed in this. Really bummed out. Two of the things I've been the most jacked about this year have just not happened. Like between the fucking the 1/6 Velociraptor and Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park and this, now neither one of them are happening.
He's gonna have a blue
yeah.
this year.
So, anyways, okay, so moving on here to the news.
Hey, I brought you up when we talked about it on Tuesday. They were saying like nobody wanted this fucking Rancor, and I was like, that's not true. Dylan has wanted this Rancor for like
really
20
did.
years.
I would have. I may have even threw out the phrase that I said about that Raptor and Dr. Grant, where I was like, I would pay any amount of money for this, and I would have, if it would have been executed.
You fucking lied, because you could have backed it with like 10 different people. You could have been like, Mom, back this, I'll give you the money. Dad, back this, I'll give you the
That's very true, but I didn't like it enough for that. That's the like they didn't make it look good enough for that. That's the kind of the whole shit part of it. But anyways, okay, so Mezco had 2 pretty cool holiday releases. The first one was both of them were part of their Slugfest Emporium site, like part of their online store. The first one was Slugfest Emporium, a Badassery Advent Calendar. It was $150, and it's actually back. It went back up for sale after the initial pre-order sold out. Let me check to see if it's still up here, but I know it's shipping out. Yeah, it's still up for sale if you want that. $150, pretty pricey in my opinion. But so this is the box. It's like a kind of a boombox thing with a bunch of different art in it. And it's not really an advent calendar. It's just like a box full of a bunch of different shit is what it is. So it comes with like a grub with a red shirt, and then like a Stinkle Santa, which is he's got like a red outfit and a Santa hat, candy cane, a metallic
That's cool. The Gomez
a
head.
metallic like green and red Gomez head, and then 3 banging headphones, and then one of their 5 points, Dr. Nocturnal, the red version of them, and then a tactical vest and belt. Reindeer Stinkle Mezit, so like a Stinkle Mezit is like the more kind of dressed up ones. This one's like a reindeer outfit on it. And then there's punching 3D effects with like boom, like comic effects kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's something they haven't done. Gold coins and case prop, scarf and Santa hat, and then another Stinkle as an elf. And their only 1/12 figure part of it was they called him Cousin Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's essentially, I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's a blue skull, and the skull is from their Pink Skulls release, which are that 3-pack is kind of infamous because it goes for like $600-700. I think it's gone down now, but yes, this is still up.
How much is it?
$150.
God damn, dude. I kind of like Eddie.
That's my biggest complaint is the price. I hate to sound like a broken record with everyone else. I don't think it's worth $150 only getting one 1/6 or one 1/12 scale figure and a bunch of tiny accessories, but I get it. The 5 points line, they do really well. Probably, to be honest, their most consistent best line. They haven't really had one that's not a slam dunk out of this line so far. They're 5 points, but
I think if they get rid of the Mezits and they get rid of the 5 points and added more accessory tier or more accessories like even the boom, pow, wham, whatever with the 3D punching, that's cool. The scarf and the Santa hat's cool. The fucking coin case is cool. All that stuff is cool. It's the Mezits that bug me. Like, okay, we get it's cute, but like I don't want little dumb shit on my desk or whatever. So without those, if they threw in more Santa Claus stuff, like what about like a little 1/12 reindeer, an actual reindeer that you could put in the background of the figures, or like I don't know, some stupid shit.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much my thoughts exactly with it. And sorry, I did leave out though. So this one is free shipping to the US, so that's pretty big for Mezco to do. I don't know if they've ever done that from one of their MDX releases straight from their store.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that's good because they charge like $20, I think.
Yeah, also right, exactly. And then also they had a promo code for this. It was Eddie, I think EDDI.
Wow.
And it saved you $20. You could get this essentially for $130, which is better.
Right. Okay.
So
that isn't bad.
Right. Well, that's favorable. But yeah. So the first time around, I actually passed on this. I was like, I had like the Vikings game coming up. I was like, I just need to save money. I need to be okay with passing on some of these Mezco releases. Mm-hmm. And so I passed on it initially, sold out, and I was like, God, now I kind of want it. and then it came, and then I just hopped on the wait list, and it converted yesterday and charged. And probably going to be, I think it's shipping like right now anyways, or soon. And so now I guess I'm getting it. But the other release they had was Holiday Gomez. And this one I actually really like. So he's on the left here, obviously. He's got like a holiday sweater on. He comes with like the Cousin Eddie hat from, you guys just watched Christmas Vacation, right? Oh no, you didn't, Eddie.
You hate to see it.
Oh, you gotta see it.
I'm gonna watch it. I just didn't watch it.
You've never seen it?
No, I've
No,
never
he's
seen
never seen it. So cousin Ed, a
Dang.
lot of the references from this, Eddie, are from that.
it. Yeah,
But anyway, so he
I
comes.
saw
with that.
they posted a picture today of Gomez in the like.
Oh
the
yeah,
cover of
Yep.
the VHS, the old VHS or whatever.
Yeah.
where he's like being electrocuted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one I actually did like. So he comes with like a martini glass, bottle of liquor, cosmic pea shooter, zip sword with sheath, which is kind of a samurai-ish sword. He only has 2 head portraits, which is not many for him. 14 hands though, which is like on par. And then like a green and red boom boom. And then another like little grub mezzet. And then he comes with a puffer jacket, which is like a shiny one. Also, I'm pretty sure that's from Christmas Vacation. The trapper hat that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then apron that says Kiss the Roach with a frying pan and spatula. It's overall just kind of a funny release. But then he comes with 2 boxes. They're just, I guess, mystery boxes. We don't know particularly what's in them yet. Apparently people were saying that they saw what it was, like with some Hong Kong pictures. I was purposely trying not to. I didn't want it spoiled. I kind of wanted to see when I opened it. But they're gifts essentially from Grub and Gomez to each other, apparently, is what they say on them. But yeah, so that's to be announced. And this one was $95, so right around what I was kind of hoping for, actually, with the price point, what I like to see these come as. And this one also is shipping, and same thing as the advent calendar, where this one initially sold out and then they put it back up for sale yesterday. And so it's a separate SKU though, so if you just search it, you'll see 2 of them on there. One will say sold out, which was the initial one, and then the other ones are buy now. So you can essentially buy that. And then the other big thing too with this one is that you'll get a $20 with your purchase. You'll be emailed a $20 coupon, $20 off a future purchase. So that I emailed to me after you purchased it and everything was essentially done and over with. They just emailed you like a coupon for $20 that you can use. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Right, yeah. And especially with them, where they're kind of sticklers with their online store, it seems like. And they used to be a lot more centric, or a lot more like reseller-ish. They wanted people to go about that way about buying their products, but now it seems like they're slowly pushing direct. I don't know. We'll see. But also there's a couple other figures that came randomly in stock that were sold out. It was kind of weird. With some kind of holiday Black Friday deals they have going on. So right now you can get the Christopher Reeve Superman, the 1978 version, for retail off their website. That's $125. That's been sold out for months.
That was an
And then-
MDX?
Huh?
That was an exclusive?
Yeah. It came in like a metal round tin.
Wow, I want that one.
Yeah, so that was kind of odd but kind of cool. And then Gaslight Joker, Gotham by Gaslight Joker randomly came up too again. And now it's showing it sold out. So a couple like odd things, I guess.
Here's hoping Conan is the same way. Come on, Conan.
Keep an eye on it. Yeah, I'll let you know if I ever check on it, or if ever find it. But yeah, keep your eye out for it. But yeah, Sean, if you want to tackle Mafex quick.
Yeah, so the first Mafex we got is the Wolverine number 171, the X-Force version for $80.64 on HLJ so far on Hobby Link in Japan. Due out September 2022. I actually really like this one and the next one we're about to talk about. I was never really a big X-Force person, but I really like the gray color color on both the figures. And while he's here, the next one's also the Mafex number 172 Deadpool X-Force version, also for $80.64, and that was on HLJ as well, for due out for September next year. Deadpool has 4 different head sculpts. You got one just kind of regular, another kind of squinting, just kind of like giving a glare, another one was shocked, and then the other one's kind of like his angry face with 2, I guess, katana blades, kind of, sort of. And then the go back to the Wolverine. You get all the classic poses. You get 3 head sculpts out of them. One with just a kind of grinning face, another with his like teeth grinding, and then his yelling, screaming face. Pretty basic stuff, though. I don't really see them adding anything to these. But it's Wolverine, so like he kind of holds his own on that enough. Same with Deadpool, but typically with Deadpool you get a whole host of things with him, and this one's just kind of not the case. But I still think he looks really good in this kind of light gray color that he has. What do you guys think about him?
Honestly, I don't have much of a care for the X-Force stuff. I didn't even know what it was growing up, I'll be honest. Just ignorance is bliss, I guess. I don't have to buy them then. What about you, Eddie?
I love the look and the colors of the costumes and everything. I don't know the storyline. I didn't read the comics, but I do love the characters that were in X-Force, and I do love the color swaps on all the suits and stuff. And I think the figures look really cool. The Wolverine looks really good, and the Deadpool looks really good as well. So, I mean, anytime Mafex throws out anything, really, I'm tempted. Mafex figures look so good to me, and I love, like, a lot of the times joints and stuff will bug me, but I feel like Mafex stuff always looks really sleek and hidden, and they always look so good to me.
I guess my only disappointment with the Deadpool is like typically when you get Deadpool, you get like a bunch of what?
No guns.
No guns. Yeah, no guns on this. But
that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I have not followed the story either, so I don't know if he actually used them in X-Force.
That's what I was about to ask you.
I mean, I would safe to say he does. The Legends figure comes with guns.
Okay. But I think the only disappointment I have with Deadpool is that, you get this kind of like a quirky, funny thing going with him most of the time, and it kind of reflects in his accessories, and you really don't get that in this. He's fairly serious in the whole thing, which I kind of think that was the whole point of the X-Force thing, because they were being like, I'm sure Danny could tell us better, but they were kind of being like harped on a lot for the things that they've done in the past, and the team broke up and things like that, and that's just kind of what they formed into. But I think overall you're going to get a lot of fun out of this. I think it's like a typical Mafex figure and stuff, so I think it's fun. It's just not your typical Deadpool.
Yeah, good way to do repaints, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'd be interested to know if he should be coming with guns or not, to be honest. That kind of...
I don't see a holster.
Yeah, I don't
have
either.
To look at the comic.
No, I meant from the comics. I don't know if he's supposed to or not, but yeah, that's interesting.
They should have at least given him a holster. I understand the figure doesn't come with guns. That's probably why they didn't give him a holster, but you've done... Have they ever done the first Deadpool? Did he come with guns?
I think so. Yeah.
So at least let the people use the guns that you've already given us. You know what I mean?
Let's see. So,
right.
I'm looking at images from comics.
So while you're looking, Sean, just to kind of go quick to the comments, Thor said that's why McFarlane shines due to the price factor. I think that's when we were talking about Hasbro, the Haslab, and probably Mezco things. And then Erwin said, or no, Sorry, it was Loco said I'm losing my taste for Mezco boxed offerings like 112 figures is what we want. And all that, and they add all the junk to push up the price, and we still don't have a Mr. Freeze or 89 Batman. 110% agree, Loco. I've bitched about that for probably almost a year straight now, that they're giving us a bunch of things we don't particularly want a lot of times. Like, for instance, the newest I forgot what the fuck it's called. I just got it in the mail, but it came with a hat, like a flat bill hat that I don't snap back, that I don't give a shit about. But what'd you find out, Sean?
So I'm gonna share my screen really quick. Let's see if I can do this the right way. Nope.
Just let me know or link me or something. But what
Okay,
what'd
here we
you
go.
end up
Sorry,
finding out?
my computer's lagging a little bit.
Oh, but
Okay, so here's the amazing Yamaguchi version, and it does have guns. He has several other blades. You could see the gun right here on his side of his chest here. He probably has one on the other side. All those head sculpts. So there's even the more comedic version too, you know, that you kind of get out of a Deadpool. And then look at all that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
And in some of the comics, like I saw some comic pictures, it varies. Like some of them he has guns on the right thigh, and then some he doesn't have any. So I guess you could have it without it and it'd still be accurate, but
I'm sure there's some issue where, you know, he kind of went more stealth than normal, which was kind of like the concept I think of these figures, you know. So maybe all he needed was the blades, but you know, Deadpool's not really Deadpool without guns and bombs and comedic relief out of that too.
Gotcha. Yeah. So overall, it's nice they're finding other ways to come out with some of these figures that have been a long time sold out, but yeah, it kind of sucks that a lot's being sacrificed. So sorry, Thor, if you're watching. We don't have a ton of McFarlane on the show sheet. I know there was some actual announcements from the last 2 weeks, I guess, or 3 weeks since our last show with the news, but there's a leak I don't know if it's technically a leak, but on ToyArk, they kind of put a huge list of a bunch of things that were kind of leaked or shown by Barbara Gordon in their forums for the heads up on some listings that they're seeing. And so give me 1 second. This includes, I'm going to have to get close and read it, the small writing, because there's a lot. So Deceased Batgirl, Deceased Flash, Unkillable's Red Hood, Unkillable's Deathstroke, Nightwing, Supergirl, Superman, Harley Quinn, all from the Deceased line. And then from Batman Beyond, Blight, Batwoman Unmasked. And then, I have no clue how to pronounce this. Inque, I don't know. Inque, sorry. And then Wonder Woman from Multiverse Endless Winter. Also Green Lantern, Black Adam, Batman, and Aquaman. All from the Endless Winter. And then also from DC Future State, Next Batman. Future State Dark Detective Batman. Future State Superman Jonathan Kent. Solar Powered Black Suit Superman. Martian Manhunter, Hush, or Hoosh, as Damian used to say. Damian Wayne from Death Metal. And then the Batman Who Laughs is Batman in Classic Batman Suit. Batman Rebirth, Godspeed, Ghostmaker, Red Robin, Grifter from Infinite Frontier. And The Flash from the TV show. And then it says from DC Gaming, Green Arrow, and Arkham Knight. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot more to come out with, and kind of what Thor said at the beginning of the game. Just, you know, their price factor and the amount that they're able to shit out over the ear is impressive. There's not a whole lot of lines that they're leaving. What's that corny ass saying John always says? Some meat on the bone. They're not leaving much meat on the bone for the DC license. When they're done with this, they're going to be covering pretty much everything. It seems like that was relatively popular, but yeah, not a lot there, or I mean a ton there, but not a lot that they'll probably leave uncovered. For Super 7, this one was actually one of the bigger releases. So they did show off Undercover Raphael as a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, $55, third quarter of 2022. And then I think they're re-releasing all of them as well because of this puppy. So this is the TMNT Ultimates Party Wagon for $500, due in Q4 of 2022. And I know Zach went in on this thing. He couldn't stand it when you guys covered it on the weekly show. But Jesus, $500 for this thing.
The price point, right?
Oh, yeah. I just don't... I honestly would have to agree with him. I don't really see it. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I think it looks really cool, and the concept for it's really cool and stuff. But that price tag is insane. I would not pay $500 for this vehicle.
Yeah, and it's gonna be huge, like 13.8 inches high, 20 inches across.
Even still,
it's
though,
7-inch scale. It's gonna be huge, but yeah,
the real estate it's gonna take in someone's room. I would much prefer buying something else.
Right? Yeah, exactly. There's so many. You can get you can almost still get a statue for that price nowadays.
That's
you can get the
exactly
Hot Toys Carnage, which is probably that's taller than this thing for $100 cheaper. I don't know. It just seems whack to me.
You guys got to realize if you're a turtle guy, you need this. If you're a deep turtle collector,
I guess
you need this. There is no it's too big, I would get something else. You need it.
that's like saying, I guess though too, if you're a hardcore Back to the Future fan, you need a DeLorean.
You do.
But do you need one this big, or do you need just a replica that sits on the shelf?
If you collect the figures for this line, you need this van. If you're a turtle fan and you have the 4 turtles, you need the van. Yes, and it's only 20. It's not that big. 20 inches is not that big in the aspect of it's not a fucking Blitzway Ecto 1.
Right. Well, yeah, it's not 6 scale, but it's got to fit, 4 7-inch figures in there. So in 13.8 inches, that's pretty high. So,
but also if you're throwing the figures in there, which I completely agree that you would, how often are you just going to let them sit in there? Because I feel like then you lose some enjoyment out of those figures, because now they're hidden. It's cool to get a picture of them inside.
I think you're thinking of it wrong. Whether they're inside, on the side, whatever, it would be a cool display piece. I don't think. I think that if you like it, you need it. You don't like the turtles, so you could easily say I don't want this.
You're right, absolutely. Which is
also
also why I didn't back the
They're
Rancor.
gonna be like, yes, I need this.
I wish Ekwan was on the show. He said, the wrong one.
Wow.
Wrong comment. He said, I'm a turtle guy. I'm getting 2. Okay, besides you being a turtle guy, sell us on this thing, Ekwan. What would you say is one of the biggest things? I really want to hear the other side. We're obviously jaded because none of us are big TMNT guys.
There isn't shit he could say to sell you on the price, because I agree with everything on that. It's not, the price is not good, but I think that you need it. I think that you do need it. I think that it's cool. I just think the price is not there. I don't think you can say anything to do that.
Well,
didn't NECA say they were gonna do one?
Yeah,
I remember
they've been
saying
I
that
think
they were
I think
thinking about it.
Yeah, I think
on
they've been
Foosh or
saying that.
something.
they've been saying that for a while that they're going to. And, you know, if they do, then those figures should be able to fit in this one as well. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see here what... If NECA does it, what they make... If they really come out with one, I'm worried, because I really do like Super 7, that it's going to embarrass Super 7 in the sense to where it's going to be done really well for about a quarter of the price, but you also, you know, we're also making an argument for something that's not even out there. And so Badfish said, huge TMNT fan, also been burned trying to collect Super 7. Too many times trying to get to the basic figures. Equan said he'd hop on. Yeah, we got to get you on, Equan, and have you talk about that. We need a TMNT guy anyways.
Yep.
Okay, so the Thundercats, they came out with another wave of that. What you're looking at, this nightmare that you're looking at is Vulture Man. So these are all $54.99, October 2022 release date. And it was a release of 4 figures. But yeah, so 2 head sculpts, comes pretty loaded. This thing is freaky looking. And then the other one, the next one on the list we got here is Bengali. I don't know the right enunciation there. And then
Bengali sounds right. Yeah.
And then Lion-O, Mirror in parentheses, so it must be like a different version of Lion-O. And then also Hammerhead, which is like the kind of this Viking looking guy. And then, so the big news though out of Super 7 for us on the panel anyways are these guys, the Animaniacs. So they announced that they have the Warner Brothers. They have licenses from Warner Brothers. I kind of mentioned this in the chat, and I've seen others say this, that sky's the limit with that license. There are so many things that they can do. Yep. You know, you can just do the old Looney Tunes with like Daffy Duck. You can do so many things.
You got so much.
But yeah, so they're starting with Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain as well included on this, because Sean, you said they were all on the same show at time.
I think, if I recall correctly, Pinky and the Brain were like one of those little side, like 5-minute segments within Animaniacs, similar to like what Looney Tunes would do, where, you know, Bugs would typically have the bigger portion, and then, you know, some of the smaller guys or just random off storylines would get. But I'm really tempted to get these, even more so than like a lot of the Power Ranger stuff that they've been posting lately, you know. But yeah,
holy freakazoid. Sorry, Absolute Irwin said I'd be down for a Freakazoid figure. Holy shit, I completely forgot about that show.
That would be
sorry. I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I think these might have to be my first Super 7s, just because now I'm thinking like, how cool would it be to make like a custom WB water tower, you know, and kind of have them like popping out of it and stuff, and have Pinky and the Brain over there on a top of like a globe or something like that, you know, just like a typical globe and doing their thing. I mean, they come with so much too, you know, just nostalgia from the show, and the chalkboards, and all the extra hands, and the just kind of like the silliness and stuff like that. It really brought me back, and I think these look great, and I'd be excited for them. I just don't know if I want to pay the $274 for it just yet. I'd like to see a little bit more from it come Q4 2022.
Eddie, you were jacked about this release. Are you? Oh, sorry, you're eating. Are you gonna get them?
Dude, this is fucking awesome, man. This is childhood. They're gonna get me just like they did with the damn Disney line. those bastards. This is amazing. Look at it. The one Super 7 loads their figures up, man. I love that. And the thing that I don't like about them is that it looks like plasticky, and Equan said that, like it looks like old school. I'm not a big fan of that look, but it works really well for things like Disney and WB cartoons and stuff. So these look awesome. Pinky and the Brain is the shit, dude. I fucking love Pinky and the Brain. The Animaniacs is also the shit. All of those old cartoons, they might be more nostalgic for me than things like X-Men and Batman and things like that. Like, I love those, but these, I don't know. I've always had that kind of funny, goofing off kind of personality, smart ass thing, and that's how these guys were.
Yeah.
Like, Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain. Brain was always a dick to Pinky because he's a fucking idiot. Like, they're awesome, dude. I can hear Brain talking, like, just looking at him.
Those heads,
and you
the
can hear
head
them.
sculpts.
The Animaniac, you could hear them, like, it's cool. You can hear the theme song in the back of your head looking at them. Like, I looked up really quick old WB stuff because I have bad memory, but yeah, Freakazoid was sick. I would love to see Static Shock. That would be fucking
so
dope.
cool.
There's a couple here that I wanted to just mention. Johnny Test was newer, but I liked Johnny Test a lot. They had Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I could totally see Super 7 doing Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. That would be sick as hell. And then like Crypto the Super Dog, Powerpuff Girls. I love Powerpuff
Girls. Imagine what they could do with like Dexter's Lab.
See, that stuff went to Cartoon Network, so I wonder how that'll work. Like, do they still have that stuff? Is it Cartoon Network under WB?
I don't
know.
No clue, to be honest.
But you mentioned
how that
Powerpuff
works.
Girls, and that was on Cartoon
But
Network.
I think they were WB first, and they went to Cartoon Network or something. I don't know if WB owns them, but if they do all that stuff, I could stop buying Pops, because the only fucking Pops I still buy are like the Cartoon Network stuff. Like, so I could just go with this and be cool, and I can have.
They're very bubbly like that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind mixing the shelf either. Like if I had Disney and WB and all this stuff on one, it would just be a cartoon shelf. It would be really cool. So I'm excited for it. I love different things like this.
So the chat's interesting here. So Ekwan said, here's an example of the comparison with that NECA TMNT van. Having the turtle van is like having the water tower with the Animaniacs. So that's interesting thing to think about.
I had asked my friend who's a huge TMNT fan, and he said he does not collect Super 7, and he's got to be selective about what he gets. And I know for a fact he's getting the NECA stuff. So I guess that could be like the deciding factor too. Is like, most of my stuff is NECA.
Yeah, and it is also easy to shit on, like we kept saying, it's easy to shit on something that we have no interest in or anything like that, because if you like it enough, if you are that close to an IP, you'll justify anything in your head with it. You don't have to justify it.
That's why I did the Haslab Galactus, as opposed to any of the other Haslabs, like for Star Wars or regardless of what it was, funded or not. Because
it was terribly executed. That van looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's just expensive. That was never the issue with the Rancor. It wasn't, it was how the actual product looked rather than anything. But that van looks great. Yeah. It doesn't look like there's an issue with it, but so yeah, anyways, I've been lucky. I don't own any Super 7 figures yet. I've been blessed enough because they have not made in their Ultimates line, that's the only thing I would collect. But they're everything I would want with like the nostalgia and the loaded accessories and how they look. I think they do a really good job. I've been blessed that they have not made a license or an IP license that I've really wanted and like has got my attention from them.
They're gonna get Alien and Predator soon. Watch.
They're gonna get something. Like I said, like Street Sharks, instant buy for me.
Oh, dude, we've been talking about this shit. Yeah. They
Yeah.
need Street
Small
Sharks, they need,
Soldiers.
yeah, Small
Come on,
Soldiers,
yo.
100.
Super 7, please. Small
I
Soldiers.
don't know.
So, Tamashii Nations had their 2021 con, where we got to see a lot better up close photos of some of the stuff they've announced. I guess back in like October, maybe. So you get the Namek Saga, Saiyan armor, Gohan and Krillin, sorry, Cell Saga Android 20, Cell Shell, the first form Cell, Cell Saga Krillin, Superhero Goku, Superhero Vegeta.
On the show sheet, I just got it's Cell Shell, first form Cell,
Yeah.
Cell Saga. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a nightmare. Sorry,
It's
keep
not
going.
me that time, I promise. Superhero Piccolo, Superhero Gamma 1, and Superhero Gamma 2 for the Dragon Ball Z stuff. I will not buy these, but I really like the Frieza saga stuff, like with like Gohan and Gohan in them, and the Cell stuff for sure, because that's kind of where I started watching. My brother was more of a bigger Dragon Ball Z fan than I was, but I like the Cell Shell and the first form. Piccolo, I think we've seen before. The Gamma guys we've seen before. Just a little bit better renders, I guess, of the photos.
This is from a new Dragon Ball Z movie coming out, right?
Right, the Gamma guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of them are part of that new movie.
Yeah, the one it's the superhero or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue about any.
That's why they're doing them again, because we've seen we've seen a Cell and we've seen a Vegeta and a Goku. I think they're
like
doing
the
them again
superhero
because they're
form.
all from that movie.
Moving on from DBZ, we did get
Really quick.
Yeah,
I wanted to. Lane brought it up earlier. If any of us bought these, and none of us collect them, but I used to buy them here and there. What?
Doesn't Dean collect?
Yeah,
the
but I
DBZ?
mean, none of us here. Dean is a big figure arts, and Zach used to buy a lot of them too. He might still have a couple. I don't remember, but I love Dragon Ball Z. It was a line that I didn't want to, continuously go down, because when I started, all the cool shit was super expensive. Now they've re-released a lot of those super expensive ones, but I'm already out of it, so I don't want to go back down. But my brother has some of the figures, and I think these figures look good, but I think it's a cool line. I think this is SHF's S line.
I think
don't
so
think they
too.
do anything better than DBZ.
Does your brother, have you ever wanted to stream with your brother, Eddie?
Yeah, both my brothers actually. The middle brother would probably be, he's older, he's like us, so he collects and stuff. So it'd probably be cool to have him on. My younger brother would love to be on, but they don't have the equipment. I don't want Zach talking shit, being like, this is a horrible mic. And I know Zach wouldn't, be a dick about it. I'm just saying, like, it would be a lot of work to figure it out. Maybe someday, but they would love to do that, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have those guys on too.
Maybe if they're ever like at my house, at my place, and they can get on with me here and just like use the same mic, that would be a cool idea.
Are they
I have
kind
two
of
mics, so I could do that.
Are they all kind of spread out, or are they all relatively close?
Well, my two brothers live together. They live in the desert. Because the youngest one is he's turning 15, and the other one is 26 or so. But we're spread out in age between the youngest one, but they live together.
I mean, location-wise, is kind of what I was getting at. Yeah. Okay. So we got some more Marvel Tech-On stuff, and some of this we've seen before. Some of it's been blurred out. The Wolverine was blurred out before. We got the Wolverine. We got a Spider-Man, a Captain Marvel, a Black Panther, Captain America, which I believe we've seen before, and then the Iron Man as well. I think Black Panther and the Captain Marvel are the coolest ones out of these two out of the like the most updated line. It's kind of getting me more excited about it. I'd like to get the Black Panther, which would force me to kind of get the Iron Man and maybe the Captain America. Not super excited about Wolverine or Spider-Man, but generally that comic seems pretty cool. I feel like if they kind of went a little further and did the Thanos that appeared in there, I'd be all over it. So these are cool figures. I think it's a cool idea. I think it was Marvel's attempt to kind of get into that mech line that seems to be super popular, with our generation. They already kind of been doing some of the anime stuff with some of their zombie stuff that they came out with in comics and stuff like that. So I really like this. I think it's getting better. I wasn't super impressed with some of the stuff that came out initially, but with like Captain Marvel, with the Black Panther, I think they're well on their way with this.
Yeah, I would say I'm not a huge fan typically of how Captain Marvel looks, but I do like this look of her. And some of these looks I don't like Wolverine, not the biggest fan of, but this is going to be something you either really love or really hate. And I'm guessing too love for the comics is going to go a long ways on this as well. If the comics are good, you can probably expect this line to do pretty well. But did Mario send us pictures of these? I can't find them in the chat. I don't think so. I didn't know if he saw these or not in person.
He did send us some of them.
I
now
see
that I think
fighting,
about it.
I see Sentinel, was it Sentinel that makes the fighting armor or Kotobukiya or something? I see
now,
that, but I don't see anything from this in the chat that he sent.
If once we get through all the news, if at the, towards the end we can just scroll through the pics really quick and see them.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I got him. I got him pulled up for that.
Oh, okay.
I
cool.
feel bad because I should have added those because he did take pictures of some of these guys for us when they were at the con. So
yeah, like I said, I don't see any of these specifically, but maybe there is.
So as far as their other Marvel lines, more so for the movies, we're getting an Iron Patriot, which I'm super excited for because I wasn't really happy with the Marvel Legends Iron Patriot they came out with for Endgame. We're getting this Vision that I think looks badass. I absolutely want this one. We're going to get the Vision from WandaVision, the White Vision, and also Shang-Chi Mandarin. And then there's a couple other pictures on here, some Spider-Mans and stuff that we've kind of seen before with the black and gold suit, and then what looks like the suit he's going to have in the movie, and then moving on with Star Wars, the Moff Gideon with the Darksaber. They did announce their SHF Luke Skywalker from Mandalorian teaser. It looks like it's going to be $72 on for a Japan release in April. The cloak is soft goods. They did also talk about some monster art stuff with the Godzilla Final War from 2004. $94 May 2022, and then the Hedorah 50th anniversary figure for $199.99 on BTS, because P Bandai, I don't know what that means, but July 2022.
So this was a Japan P Bandai exclusive, so that's
why
okay.
I see what you're saying. The J is
so much more. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why this one was so much more expensive. But moving on to NECA news. NECA didn't have a ton. We'll just kind of go through these quickly because some of these are old but still relevant to us anyways. So the Gargoyles Ultimate Thylog was put up for pre-order, ranging anywhere from $34 to $37.99, and due Q2 of 2022. So we could potentially see that in 3 to 4 months. And NECA does a pretty good job with their timeline, to be honest. And obviously, a lot of this is just a kind of repaint. The Ultimate Robocop. So there's 2 versions of this that came out. There's this clean version that you can buy. It's an Ultimate figure, obviously, so it comes loaded. And then, so that this one is $34.99 to $37.99 ish, and then the version with the chair. So it comes with like damaged pieces and a few different accessories as well. But this one is $64 to $69.99, due May 2022. This one looks pretty good. I think they both do. I think Manny said he really liked these. He's a big RoboCop.
He was
guy.
excited for this. That's why I threw it on the thumbnail. I wanted to give him something to look at there because it's a really good looking figure. And you know, all the accessories and the chair and that's cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty well done. Oh Jesus Christ!
So these are 2 separate ones, Dylan. Like you could get the damage with the chair or the clean.
So no, this is one, and this is one.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Those are the 2 different releases.
Mm-hmm.
From what I was able to see, anyways. But anyway, so Sean, did you have a trivia?
Yes, this is new. So, for small talk trivia, our question is: what toy first introduced at the Nuremberg Toy Show in 1979 sold over 100 million units in 1982?
All right.
Was it A, My Little Pony, B, Rubik's Cube, C, Fisher Price tape recorder, or D, Matchbox 20 car set?
I feel like this one's easy. I think I know what this one is. Normally I Google them, but I don't think I need to this.
Jesus Christ. All right, we're going to hear a word from our sponsor and then come back with the answer.
It's Watto Scrapyard, Annie! We want to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring tonight's episode.
You can find them on Instagram at Watto Scrapyard. They're also on Facebook and eBay as well.
Yeah, man, they make 3D printed parts for hard-to-come-by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, which is a huge help when you're looking for those lost pieces. They also make printed head sculpts of literally anybody you could think of.
Literally anyone. They've made a head sculpt of me. They've made head sculpts of PewDiePie for you. They've made all kinds of Jedi, all kinds of characters from the Star Wars universe. They are absolutely amazing. They can get any sculpt you want designed and printed for a reasonable fee today.
All right, Sean, let's see what the chat is saying here.
So we got Bad Fish came in with A. Can you go back to the slide really quick?
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, Bad Fish A, My Little Pony. We got Alvin J going B, Rubik's Cube. OG saying B with Rubik's Cube. Toy Mafia C, Fisher Price tape recorder. Equan's going B, Rubik's Cube. Irwin is throwing in his own vote for Hot Toys Mark 47 Tony Stark. I think he lost. Also reissue Mark 47. Good one, Equan. Jesus. So it looks like people are thinking B, and I gotta
Dylan,
agree with the people. I think it's B.
So Eddie thinks B. Dylan?
It'd be nice to.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I say D, Matchbox 20 car set.
Wow, look at this guy.
Wow.
He's about to get the D because that's fucking wrong.
So it looks like our winner would be Alvin
right?
J
Hell
with
yeah, boy.
B with the Rubik's Cube.
Dylan, I expect more from you.
I really thought maybe this was like a trick question or something. That's, to be honest,
I don't know where
was
I
going
heard this,
between
but
that
I think
and
I've
C,
heard
but-
this before. I think I've heard this fact somewhere. And I just knew immediately like it was that.
That's a weird fact to know, but has Alvin won, Sean? Or do you not have your list open?
I don't. Well, unfortunate story. I stream from my wife's work desk, and I believe that a sticky note got thrown away. So I'm gonna have to go back to that original episode where we kind of went over the winners. But last winner was Equan. He got the he got the win on that one, and this one would be Alvin J. So congrats. And I've been thinking, we need to maybe work on that giveaway here, maybe within the next episode or two. So
Yeah, we need to, Dylan. The guys who
Yeah.
created the fucking trivia.
Classic. Okay, so the Black Series news, there was a lot for this. I was thinking of TBC. So, Black Series, there's the Boba Fett Throne Room Deluxe from the Mandalorian TV show, but I think this is supposed to be part of his show, because the Mandalorian show is different colors with their waves in this one, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
This one's $31.99 and due July 2022. I'm not a big fan of this look. I just wanted to say that. I really don't care either way, but I'm not going to get it. I get happy now when we cover things I don't want to get or I don't necessarily like.
You're fucking spending all your money on Mezco. Of course you're happy, dude.
Yeah, no shit. Well, actually, recently it's been Mafex, but...
Yeah, true.
Yeah, what do you guys think of this guy real quick?
You can go first, Sean, if you want.
yeah, I like him. I kind of like the new look. I wasn't too sure on the whole like skirted look on him, but I kind of like the more army green color on his shield and on his helmet and stuff like that. I was kind of considering actually buying this guy. I know I had mentioned in a chat about a week back or so that like the Mandalorian stuff is kind of doing it for me. So I don't know. I might have to pick up some of these guys.
Yeah, dude, they're dope. I'm again stealing 100% on this. I love this outfit. I've said this multiple times. This was my favorite episode of Mandalorian. Was episode 3 when he got his armor and when he pops out and he's getting the fucking cloak and everything. I love this, but I'm getting the Hot Toy 2-pack. A lot of my Black Series are all clones. I have one Mando. I have the Super Commando Mandalorian, the Gar Saxon. I am so tempted to get like more Mandos, and because I love the Mando armor and I love clone armor. So if I did, he'd 100% be there because this is my favorite version of Boba Fett.
Really?
I love it. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think it works really well. I don't know if it works necessarily in Black Series form. Just the way, you know what I mean? Like,
What they have to deal with.
well, like
Like
the legs
the
don't
hips
look
there.
that good.
Right.
It would have been cool to see soft goods. Black Series has done soft goods before. They could have at
Yes.
least done from the waist down. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That would have been cool to see. But I I like the character and the overall look. So if I did go that way, I'd get it.
Yeah, I'm probably a little jaded too because I didn't like this look in the show either. I didn't like how he just threw it on a robe, I guess. I don't know. I didn't like how he looked anyways, but yeah, I would say
I thought
if
it was
I'm
like a
trying
fresh
to,
look on him.
maybe, but if I'm trying to like maybe be unbiased here, I would still probably, like Eddie said, knock the legs. Like the hip rotators there, that looks weird. Because use soft goods. You got to just put one little cloth around there, and it's a deluxe figure already. I know Ekwan said, remember when these were $20 a year ago? I don't think deluxe figures were ever just $20. Maybe like 25.
I think he was saying, I think he was saying like Black Series in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true. They have gone up quite a bit. So most of them are.
At least you
like
get more than you did with Jar Jar.
Yeah,
That was a fucking hard to swallow deluxe.
right.
It was gay. That.
This one, so the other one that they did, so this is Boba Fett as well, but they call it Tython version. So it's just him in I don't know if that's the planet they're on. I should feel like I should know this. I got to rewatch the show. So this guy has soft goods. He has a soft good robe. God damn it. This is from Mandalorian. This is before he gets his armor. just kind of in his robe and everything like that. He's got like his Tusken Raider weapons and things there. So this one's only $22.99, April 2022. So do you guys like this, or do you like that other Boba Fett more?
I still like the other Boba Fett better.
You too,
I like
Eddie?
them both.
Oh, okay.
If I get the other Boba
both
Fett, I
books.
will not get this.
See, I like this, but at this also, like, I'll be honest, I don't know if I've ever said this out loud because I feel like people are gonna hate me for it, but I'm not a fan that they brought Boba Fett back just because people were pissed about how he died. I think the Mandalorian didn't need to depend on him, but at least he's getting his own show. We'll see in his own show.
I don't know that they only brought him back because people were pissed that he died. They brought him back because he didn't die to them. In the books, he never died.
Yeah, the comics. Yeah, well, it's like Darth Maul too, though. I complain about that with Darth Maul, where I wish they would have just left him dead. In like the movies, I hate when they take significant shit out of that you think happened and didn't really happen. I hate when they do that. I've bitched about it before.
Expanding the story back then wasn't like telling the story was the important thing. You know, expanding the story really wasn't a thing until a lot later.
As long as it doesn't ruin the old story, like ruin anything about the old show or movie or whatever it is, then I'm fine with it. Like,
well,
we just saw him get swallowed. You don't know he dies, you assume. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
I don't
you assume
like when
because it was supposed to be a
story.
You assume because it was supposed to be a horrible death, and that was the whole reason they were there in the first place, because that's where Jabba was going to send the prisoners. If he could just get out, then why send anyone there to go off and die? Like, how do we know anyone's dead that went in there?
Well, he's also like a badass character, though.
Yeah. I know.
Like,
That
he's gonna
wait for
escape
Boba
because
Fett
he's a
because
badass.
because it sounds like they're going to answer it.
Can I ask you guys a favor? If someone's watching, someone grab the comments there.
God.
And
Look at this
take
guy.
care of that for me quick.
I'll do it.
Thank you. Okay, so moving
But I will
on, Migs
click the link
Mayfield.
later.
This is the Morak figure. I think we've gotten teased of this guy in the past that we've talked about or shown. $22.99, March 2022. And so this is the comedian. What's his name again?
Bill, is it Bill?
Bill Burr.
Bill
Bill Burr. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
This is his character from The Mandalorian.
Sorry,
And
I was
then
reading
see
OG's
Mandalorian
comment.
boxes are.
He was saying the Mandalorian was supposed to be the Boba Fett show, but KK, Kathleen Kennedy, and the new regime wouldn't allow it. So hence the Mandalorian, and they backdoored Boba anyway. Dude, they bent him over?
That might be the only thing I've ever agreed with Kathleen Kennedy on. And like, I'm not mad that Boba Fett showed up in the show or anything like that.
You're pulling a Dean, dude. You're mad
know.
that a character came back.
No, I'm mad that
Darth
Dean
Maul.
likes it because Dean loves Boba Fett, so he actually likes this
It's
choice.
okay
I'm
when
pretty
they do
sure.
it with Boba Fett.
I'm consistent where I don't like it for this, and I don't like it for the, like Darth Maul, and there's a bunch of other things that I could go on all day about, but yeah. Anyways, so they showed Bib Fortuna as well, $22.99, July 2022, and then we don't have picks yet, or we didn't yesterday for Ponda Baba, March 2022, Dr. Evazan, April 2022, Stormtrooper Jedha Patrol, which is April as well, and then Fennec, and then Princess Leia Yavin Ceremony, and that's the regular release one, because we've had that on I think like it as a deluxe exclusive before, but anyways, I don't really hate Kennedy, so I don't like I don't know what is particularly her fault or not, but I just know a lot of other people don't like her, so But I agreed with her with that choice if that was hers, anyways.
I don't think that she's the reason for the good things.
Right.
We have good things in Star Wars, and I don't think it's particularly whatever the fuck that word is. I don't think it's her. I don't think she's the reason the good shit in Star Wars is happening. I think she's the reason for the bad shit, like sequel trilogy. And now she gave the reins over to the two I want to call him John, fucking Filoni and Favreau. He's John. He's fucking John.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking of our John. Anyway, I think they're the reason for the good things, and she's the reason for the bad things. And she just, like, now people are like, oh, Kathleen Kennedy's great. And it's like, no, I don't think she is. I think she finally gave control over to these guys, and that's why it's great now.
I thought they had said that her stuff was going to be like Elseworld stuff, like a different Star Wars universe thing.
I don't know.
They did mention something about that, but that's because she fucked it up. So now that it has to be like a separate story. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to put her shit to the side because you can't have it touch the good stuff. You know?
Well, the Lego verse already kind of opened that up for her, so maybe she's saved. Didn't their Christmas special had like a bunch of like back and forth through time?
Oh, gee. Thank you for the super chat, right? You're treading on hollowed ground, my friend.
I think he was talking to me. It's
Wow.
probably saying I didn't like Boba Fett and Maul getting brought back.
We can get rid of him. We don't need that. It's not necessary for the show.
So for TVC, there's 3 big announcements put up for pre-order yesterday. As of yesterday, they are still in stock when I was doing this later at night, except for one. This one was still in stock. This is the Imperial Trooper Navarro Cantina Deluxe version for $20.97, May 27th. And these were all, I don't know if I said it already, but all Walmart exclusives. So he comes with like the big gun that they plug into with like a box and everything that they shoot at the Mando while he's in the cantina. And just a picture of the box there. There's not a lot to go off of yet with this. I think Mario said he got him, right?
He didn't say he got him. He said that he was annoyed with having to get exclusives now. So I don't know if he tried or not, but I'm sure he did try.
I know he was annoyed with it there, but I thought he got it for some reason. So this was the other one, the Ahsoka Tano and Grogu Deluxe. This is just kind of a deluxe set between the two. I don't know. It's really just 2 figures, so maybe that's what makes it deluxe. Also, all 3 of these are $20.97. This one was the only one out of stock yesterday when I checked on Walmart. And then the Incinerator Trooper and Grogu. Interesting that it comes with Grogu, but this one is due May 28th. So this one was also still in stock at the time.
Does anybody know if this varies from any of the other Grogus, or is it just kind of like the same figure reissued and put into these deluxes?
Same figures.
Probably the same figure, but I don't know. This guy's got the hands extended out, so I'm not sure if they've done that before for TVC or not.
Oh, you mean Grogu?
No.
You mean his hands are up like that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're like this. Yeah. And, thanks for reminding me, Ekwan. So these were set to go live at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Walmart's website, and they were up early for whatever reason, at like 5 a.m. I saw I think it was Bill from Dorklair posted in one of his groups that it was up early for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but it was easy to get for a lot of people, I guess, at that point.
Badfish is saying exclusives have pushed him away from collecting Black Series. If you're patient, I think
You'll
it's
get
more
them
of the
eventually.
hype that like immediately they sell for a shit ton of money and they're hard to get. But if you're patient, they'll go back down to almost retail, maybe like slightly above. You'll still find some at retail, but a lot of the clones are what people buy a lot of because they army build, and I just wait until I see people selling them on Facebook or something, like in batches, or you'll get them. You just gotta be patient. When they first come out, they're gonna be hyped and, you know, resellers and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, they do always even out, and yeah, you just gotta know places that, I guess you gotta pay attention. It's work. I get it. That part sucks. But
Yeah,
so there
'cause I
wasn't
was at-
much. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was at LA Comic-Con last weekend, and I was trying to get the Shock Trooper, the clone Shock Trooper that just released, the Walmart one, and I was trying to get the new Rex that was a Walmart exclusive. There's another clone, I think. I don't know. I was trying, maybe the 501st, the Archive series. I was trying to look at all those, and at the LA Comic Con, everybody had them for 50 and up. Like, and I'm like, Jesus, man. So,
Ugh. Yeah, that's a premium, but also I guess that's the always classic in hand premium that they make you pay. So Marvel Legends, Sean, I'll just grab quick because there's not much here. The only thing that really kind of stood out to me that we hadn't gotten to or covered yet or anything was in their retro 3 3/4 inch line. There's a X-Men multi-pack they put up of the Wolverine and then Phoenix. And Wolverine, I think they've done already, but this is kind of retro card backing, a different card backing that they've done. And it was like I should have put the main box on that they'll come in, but that was better different as well. So G.I. Joe, really just an update here for this Combat Jet Sky Striker. This was the Haslab that we were talking about that was successful. This one was, the target was 10,000. And it finished with, I thought I put the amount that they finished on here somewhere. I guess not. I think it finished with, I think it was pretty close, but it had another big jump right at the end. It was sitting almost in the same place, like 2 or 3 days as the Rancor was, or maybe a little farther out than that, with like 5,000 to 6,000 backers. And this one had a higher target, 10,000, right? 1,000 more. Right. And this one finished with 16,751. So this one had a huge spike in the last couple days, I know. And I think this one was going to fund no matter what. There's, first of all, like 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe collectors are pretty hardcore. There's a huge cult following there. And then I think there's enough people who just maybe weren't huge or aren't huge G.I. Joe fans, but the nostalgia to where they had this as a kid or something like that stood out a lot to them. So something like that could have happened. I think
plus,
with
this is cool. Like, it's really cool. The tiers are crazy. You get so much shit with it. It's really good.
It makes sense.
This to me was a better executed. I still think that that it had the complaints I had with it was the renderings that they had for, it's the same thing like when we were bitching about that. That still applies, that we only had renderings to go off of, and the only thing that we had to, I guess, see that was made was this, but at least we got to see this still, I guess. And, you know, there's not a whole lot of color to it. Most of it's stickers is kind of the color pieces to it. So not the biggest deal either with this thing, right? But yeah, pretty cool. I know a lot of some of these were like guaranteed to fund, or I mean guaranteed to get as some of the tiers, but they I'm pretty sure reached all their tiers anyways. And then, real quick, I did want to mention, I didn't put any pictures here, but the kind of one of the big things with the classified series, their 6-inch line, obviously, that was pretty, I guess, important to know, is previously a couple of their releases that were exclusives or sold out, or when they were initially announced were hard to get, but the classified series Alley Viper and the Cobra BAT or BAT You can find them pretty much everywhere now. So just kind of FYI there. It should be a easy find. If you're looking for them, you can kind of find them across all your other ones. Alvin said they missed the last tier on the Striker. I thought they covered them all. Anyways, sorry. If they did, we'll get back to you guys on that one. The other thing I wanted to cover here, and this was actually one of the biggest things recently for like maybe like holiday-y results or releases, sorry, was Mythic Legions, or the Fourth Horseman came out with a Mythic Legions from kind of a new Mythic Legions subline, that because they all have what do you call them, factions or certain groups that they put all of their Mythic Legions into, and they kind of came up with a new one called Figura Obscura. And this is Deluxe Krampus. So this was $50, should be shipping out soon. And I gotta be honest, this is probably the worst FOMO I've had on a figure. Or not FOMO, because that's the fear of it. I did miss out on this. This is probably the most bummed I've been about missing a release or not getting it that I've been in a long time. This thing is sick. It's like, obviously got like the head with the tongue coming way out. It's almost like a venom tongue with how long it is, and his big horns and his basket where he puts kids into, his chain. He's got a big long like tail, goat feet. It's freaky looking, but this is awesome. Sean, what do you think?
I think it looks awesome. You know, I was not entirely sure what it was until you kind of explained it, but I think it looks really good. The chains and the basket and stuff and story behind it. I mean, I think this is what Four Horsemen does a really good job at, with making their figures kind of tell its own story. You know, you could use them for almost anything. If you're a horror fan, you know, you can do stuff with this, or if you want to add it into the rest of the Mythic Legions line and stuff like that. So I think it looks really cool. It reminds me of like here at SeaWorld in San Antonio, they do a haunted forest, and they've kind of transformed it into more of this kind of like demonic demon kind of looking area, and this is what this vibes kind of bring for me. So I think it looks really cool. If I could have gotten it, I might have, but still looking more forward to those Cosmic Legions than this, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna complain about not getting, like, that I didn't have the chance. Like Ekwan said, he's posting the Patreon chat. I had this even before I saw that. I had this in my cart, I think, twice. And while I was thinking about it, I just went on to the next thing, and then I forgot about it. And so this went up in 2 different separate windows throughout the day. There's a window earlier in the morning and a window later on in the day as well. There's plenty of notice with it all. I just essentially didn't think it was as urgent or needed to be as urgent as it was. I should have known. I knew Mythic Legion stuff sells. I should have known, but I know better. I just missed it. It was completely on me. Eddie, what do you think?
How does Mythic Legions work with? Is this like exclusive?
So this will be. I don't have. I would be willing to bet, because they specifically talk about how this was deluxe Christmas packaging for Krampus. Mm-hmm. Like, they almost talk about how it's like a certain version of Krampus. Mm-hmm. So there could be different versions of this that come out that will be distributed with other resellers. But this was only on their website.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, people who distribute Mythic Legions like at a store, they can't order this? You know what I mean? Like sellers at a store who sell Mythic Legions, could they have ordered this?
If they bought it and then put it back up. Like Big Bad Toy Store will do that sometimes. Like, you could see this on Big Bad Toy Store, but it's going to be for, maybe $20, $30, $40 more than what the retail was.
Message Steven.
Yeah, it's exactly.
At Steven's Collectibles and see if he got, because he sells Mythic Legions. And Steven maybe won't gut you on the price. I don't know. I don't know what he's selling it at if he gets it, but I don't know. But
I'd
anyway,
be interested to know if you got those exclusives for the cosmic stuff.
I didn't even think about that.
yeah. But it's cool. I think I sent this to you. I don't think
Mhm.
I was like I saw it immediately and I was like, dude, this is dope. I love Krampus. Like I like the whole idea of it and like the story behind it. I think it's cool. Like it's
Deep
like
lore.
yeah, horror on Christmas just is like a cool concept. I think it works really well. So
Yeah, there's
I
really
like
deep lore to Krampus actually. Like it's almost as old as Santa Claus, to be honest, but
yeah,
yeah, I'm bummed. I'm an idiot. I know it's completely my fault. I think what they actually did with it was cool in the way that they had two different windows for it. I thought that was kind of cool. I know it's maybe still wasn't the easiest schedule for international sellers, but at least you had two time frames to work with, or buyers. I mean, international buyers. So overall, it was pretty awesome. And yeah, I'll be on the lookout for them. Let me know if anyone's selling or if you find them anywhere. I'll have to check somewhere, but also, so oh yeah, this was the packaging that they kept kind of advertising or mentioning almost. So I still wonder if they're gonna do a different version of them. They also announced too their new Mythic Legions wave that's on their website right now that you can pre-order. It's the Poxus wave. It's available until January 9th to pre-order, and we're looking like Q3 to Q4 next year release date. But I got super interested in this thing actually because of this dragon one. I think this is freaking sweet.
I agree.
That was the first thing that caught my attention. I'm not a big like wizard guy, I guess, and this one seems very heavy into that. They started sourcing some soft goods and doing a lot more soft goods, so I know that's a big reason. Or they showed this off a lot, but I really like the dragon guy. And then so this guy's like apparently. So I was listening to the Dork Lair. Thank you, Bill, because I don't know the lore as well. I do want to read up on it, but so apparently in like the Mythic Legions lore, there's 4 horsemen, and this guy is one of the gods. Like this is Poxus, I think, and he's technically like one of the gods that
He's one of the horsemen.
one of the horsemen to represent him. So, yeah, really cool. I'll probably get I'm getting the dragon for sure.
This
I don't know
hasn't
if
gone
I'll
up
get
yet,
anything
this
else.
wave? Or it has?
It is. It's up on their website. So they always do like the pre-order window on their website.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, then you typically have the chance to pre-order via, like Big Bad Entertainment, or actually Entertainment doesn't do Mythic Legions. Big Bad, other places that resell them essentially. But it's always going to be cheaper to pre-order them through their website. And the one thing that sucks is they charge you immediately. But at the same time, Eddie, you were saying how you hate when they don't have finished products and they charge you immediately. At least they have finished products with these, and they almost always.
How quickly do they sell out? The pre-orders?
Well, this is a window, so you have until January. This is like a pre-order
like
to make
Super 7 does or something
type thing. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's how Cosmic Legions was as well, and yeah, essentially you have like a window to order it. And then once that's said and done, then you have to try and go through the resellers for probably a little bit more. But once all of that is sold out, you're SOL. You're paying like that Krampus on eBay right now. I know no one has it in hand yet, so we haven't seen a lot of people post it up yet. But it's going for $100 plus, and like buy it now on eBay is like $300.
Shit.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. But
I want the dragon thing. The dragon
me too.
thing is
So
I think it's awesome.
So as far as the 4 horsemen go of the storyline, where does this one lie as far as like numbering? Like how many have they come out with?
This is the 3rd. The 4th one then is next year.
Okay.
So Arethyr was the 2nd one, and I can't remember the 1st one. Arethyr is like the big fire demon god that you see at the horse. I don't know if you've seen it around.
No, I haven't.
I think Steven's Collectibles had that one too.
So, I guess storyline wise, like are they're like gods? I guess is that what it is? Like do each god have their own faction, or is it like they're just like the gods who oversee that world?
I don't know. I don't know the specific storylines with it. I know they're the fourth horseman. They're supposed to be, in my guess, in correlating like fourth horseman with kind of being bad guys. They're causing apocalypse or end of the world of whatever, they're in charge of. So I don't know exactly the super big backstory. I just know they're kind of the super bigs,
like Marvel's Black Order or like Apocalypse's Four Horsemen kind of thing, right?
Probably. I don't know deep enough about that, but probably along those lines. They're kind of the ultimate ones, and then there's bad guy factions within that, like vampires and things like that. Danny, I was actually talking about this with Danny. He said he would hop on the next show because he got some Mythic Legions in, and I didn't know he collects them. Has he told us that before?
Nope.
He said he collects them, so he'll hop on and show us, and maybe he'll talk about them a little bit more in depth. We're slowly kind of getting into Mythic Legions. Cosmic Legions was really the reason I kind of got interested in them. That's really what drew me in. For Mythic Legions, I really didn't care a ton until this dragon came along. I think that's just fucking awesome. But
yeah, he looks awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and their prices range, by the way. So it's anywhere from $37 to $60. So certain bigger ones are going to be obviously more expensive because they're larger. So that the Poxus is $45. His horse is $55 single, unless you do the 2-pack for $90. Most of them or a couple of them are $47. And then $37 is their cheapest one, and that's like the Thrace Wraithhaler, and then and then this guy who is the Zendi Amanthier, Jesus, and then Samir Scroll Warder.
So the horse goes with the horseman.
Correct. Yep, that's why they're the horsemen, I guess.
Okay, I've never seen that horse before, so I wasn't 100% sure. Sorry.
Well, it's specific to this guy, to Poxus.
Okay.
It's like his horse. But all the horsemen have their own horses.
Okay.
So.
I told Zach he should get that top middle one because it looks like his D&D character.
Yeah, he's big into wizard things and characters. I feel like this would be right up his alley. There's kind of more of like this guy who... Here, I should just bring up... I didn't think we would talk about him this long, so I didn't give us good pictures.
You're
but
an enabler, so now you got people wanting to buy Legions.
That's what I do. That's my thing. Because I'm enabling myself, so I got to bring someone down with me.
Yeah. One.
So yeah, this guy's kind of a little bit more like warrior-like. Like he kind of has almost a fancier trident.
Looks like Doctor Strange
thing, kind of, yeah. And then this guy's kind of your Gandalf looking dude.
Merlin.
And then so this guy, I don't know anything about this one, but if you read up on them, you'll find out like, so he's an orc. You can find out like which faction or whatever they call it he belongs to. All those things you can definitely find it. So Store Horseman is obviously where you buy this. Source Horseman is where you kind of find information about them. But yeah, so this guy, I think I might get him just because he's a good price for how cool he is with the wings, and then that crown is pretty insane. I think he's pretty cool looking. And then this is the dragon.
Of course, the one I want is the $60 one. What the fuck?
I know, same. Well, I also think it's because they call him like, I could be wrong, but like orc size or something like that. Giant. They're bigger, so they're a bigger, heftier figure. I didn't notice he has a tail there, but I'm pretty sure he has an articulated jaw because some pictures it's wide open, some it's closed. So And really, from what you look at too, that how I think I don't this how it was with Cosmic Legions, how well that pre-order did. They just randomly started adding on additional accessories to them, like additional heads. And I think I've seen them starting to do that with some of these, but you won't see this here. You'd have to check out Source Horseman. So it's can be a pleasant surprise if you like this for what it is and you order it. You could even sometimes get more depending on if they do that. I want to say I saw them doing that, but yeah. So, anyways, pretty cool. I thought it was interesting. I'm probably gonna get in on it a little bit. There's a good picture for size, I guess, for you guys. I think these are kind of the bad guys that they group together, and then these would probably be considered the good guys. But
I think the dragon is the buy-in.
You like the dragon as the what?
That's like the buy-in for me. Like,
yeah, same.
Trying to
for
get
me.
more of them.
And Bill said that on his most recent podcast too. He's like, this is that figure that gets people into Mythic Legions. And 100% that's the case for me. That's exactly what it was. So just real quick to finish up, there's a few things here I wanted to cover. So Beast Kingdom came out with a couple DAH Dynamic Action Heroes line. They did the 1989 Joker for $131.99 due December of next year, and then same time frame as well for the 1989 Batman, the Keaton Batman, except that one is this one's $117.99, whereas the Joker's $131.99. Just kind of, I don't know if maybe it's because he comes with, I guess, maybe an additional head sculpt. Oh, he comes with 3 of them. So, yeah, I don't really know. Maybe it's the licensing of Nicholas. I don't particularly know, but honestly, I don't think these look that great. I might be spoiled just by looking at the 6 scale ones forever. And the Batman doesn't look terrible when he's standing here like this, but I do not like those knee joints, like in this picture.
Nope, doesn't look good.
And so, and these are 1/9 scale, I believe, so they're kind of a weird scale as well. But I do know some people have really liked these. Ekwan said it'd be an instant buy if it wasn't a weird scale. Yeah, that's the case for a lot of people. I'd probably even like dabble at least with maybe the Batman. Just because I don't have a representation of him yet until fucking Mezco comes out with theirs. And then the third one was DC Comics Darkseid. This one, so he's a bigger figure. He's $153.99, also December of next year. So, yeah, this guy looks pretty cool, to be honest. Really good Darkseid, in my opinion. I like his joints here look much better, and I think it might be his gray skin tone makes it look kind of more natural or rocky. But I like this one. If I didn't have the Storm one, I would probably get this one. But yeah, that's all we got for news. Eddie, before I guess so after we go through here, everyone, before you leave, we're gonna kind of get into some talk about the nominations. Maybe actually we should just skip to that, and we'll come back to this. So, the nominations to vote for the Collecting Weekly Awards, you have a chance to win a $100 gift card. It'll be selected December 14th. I'm guessing live. Is that gonna be true? It'll be announced live at least.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited. It was a blast last year. It's always a fun show. I take it way too seriously, of course. I get pretty passionate about it. Honestly, the awards are easier for me than the nominations. The nominations bother me a lot of times more than other things, but that's people's opinions, and you can't knock people's opinions. Everyone's entitled to them. So for the first category that we're covering. Most improved, we got 3-0. So this is the most improved company that we thought, was for the year. So we got 3-0 McFarlane Toys, So Toys as a third-party company, Hasbro, and then J&D Studios. Out of those, to me, it's between 3-0 and McFarlane. Probably 3-0 for how much better their Game of Thrones line is gone. And then that they're starting new lines, new different size of lines. Like, we've covered them on Small Talk because they're doing a smaller lines of their Transformers. So I really like that. What do you guys think?
For me, sorry, go ahead, Eddie.
No, I forgot who I voted for. I voted live while we were talking about him on 2 shows ago, and I forgot. I think I did 3-0 as well.
Mine was also 3-0.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, it was interesting. I didn't know anything about J&D Studios, so
J&D shouldn't be on there, and I don't think Hasbro should be on there.
Yeah, that was interesting. Your point there, Eddie, about that. Hasbro about most improved. I don't know what makes them most improved. If someone thinks is an avid buyer of them and thinks maybe their Marvel Legends have gotten much better, I don't know. But I'd want to hear a reason why, at least.
Can you give us a reason? You're the one who buys Marvel the most. Why would Hasbro be on there? See,
I really can't think of one. I mean, their movie stuff is okay. I mean, when it comes out, it's really cool and stuff. And then their comic stuff, which is kind of what I'm more drawn to, even if I don't buy it, is they're doing things that have either been done or it's one new thing, So I feel like with, I guess in the next one,
I think start the next one.
Yeah.
Read them off, Sean.
I cannot read what the tier was.
Best overall.
Best overall.
Yeah, so this is the best overall company that we think.
So it was nominated by all of all of our
CW
Patreons
network
and us.
Yes. So you got Hot Toys, NECA 3-0, Mezco, and what's this bottom one? Is that Prime?
1.
Prime 1.
Yeah. What do you think, Dylan?
Yeah, so just to go through these quick, they're Hot Toys, NECA 3-0 again, Mezco, and then Prime 1.
I was asking you what you think.
What
you think wins best overall?
So I know what you're asking, but I just wanted to say real quick on.
He literally said that, and then you said it.
I didn't hear him go through them all. I thought he just picked one.
Thank you, boss.
Anyways, so I think NECA should be NECA's award to almost every year, to be honest. I voted for them last year. I voted for them this year. I'll vote for them until someone starts doing what they do, and they could even be better, but they are the most transparent company out there. I will say that over and over and over again. And this isn't best overall company. Their product is just a part of it. Just because they have a great product doesn't necessarily make them the best company. There's there's other awards for product. That I made this argument last year's show too, because Hot Toys won it.
Take a breath.
So Hot Toys honestly will just probably win it again because let's be honest, most of our group and audience are 1/6 scale.
I don't think so.
Collectors.
I don't think this year they're gonna win it.
We'll see.
People are pissed at them this year.
I liked your point, Eddie, about Mezco, and I was really surprised that Dean said Mezco. I liked your guys' points that they've improved their MDX and their processes there. The site doesn't crash anymore. It's been a lot easier to get exclusives. All 100% true. I still think they're too quiet for me. I haven't had any customer service issues with them. I really like that. But to me, Hot Toys does nothing for us anyways over here. I know this is different overseas in Hong Kong. They deal directly with them. Could be 10 times different over there. But for us, our experience is essentially announcements and releases, and like new announcements and releases, and that's all you got from Hot Toys. And other than that, it's just their product you're going off of and voting for them. 3-0, I do like what 3-0 does. They've been getting a little bit more transparent on social media a lot. Like on Facebook, someone will ask them a question on maybe an announcement, and they'll say, yes, it's coming, stay patient, or something like that. Obviously, there's also language barriers in there, but they try at least. They do a good job of that. I would definitely put them ahead of Hot Toys. But to me, it's always going to be NECA taking the cake. They explain on Twitter and other interviews, other ways as well, why sometimes they don't have licensing, why they have to do exclusives certain ways, why they do things the way they do, and maybe why you'll never see a figure that you want to see from them. They explain those things, and I was thinking about this the other day. All the things that John bitches about,
Jesus,
Hot Toys, would be alleviated by if Hot Toys explained why. If they had that transparency and would have just explained to him, hey, we're doing this reissue so we can give you a new body next year. Just wait, we'll tell you what it is. And then, you see maybe like the new Venom body, for instance, just using that, because that was like a whole new type of figure, right? So
you get an older figure to be excited for the next new release.
You're completely missing my point here, Sean.
Okay.
But yeah, essentially I'm just saying, like, just being transparent is essentially like what,
say why they're doing the reissues.
What?
You want them to come out and say why they're doing the reissues.
They don't have to do that, but I think if they would come out and be as transparent about things as NECA is, I think it would help a lot of people, John included, in understanding that everything isn't so black and white. You can't just make another figure because you feel like it and you want to finish a line. That's not typically how it always goes. And yeah, and like Equan even said here too, NECA always gives me weekly shipping updates on my orders. They do a great job, in my opinion.
I went with Mezco on this one because I think Mezco should be most improved and 3-0 should win best overall. But because Mezco's not on most improved, I voted 3-0 and I gave the best overall to Mezco, but I think they should be switched.
I wouldn't argue them with that. Like I said, in my opinion, if I would put a second place best overall, it would be 3-0. Sean, what do you say?
I think I was stuck between NECA and Mezco. Honestly, I don't really know much about any of them, but I liked what Mezco put out more than NECA. I think the only thing that really bought me into NECA was the gargoyle stuff, which we'll see in the best under 35. But with like the Power Rangers in a 1/12 scale, and then the FF in a 1/12 scale, that kind of got me thinking more and more about like going with Mezco as opposed to maybe something like waiting for a Marvel Legends at Walgreens to go and pick them up, So I think I went with Mezco.
Gotcha. Okay, so Eddie, you want to do best under 35? I promise I won't repeat them. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, for best under 35, we've got Black Series Bo-Katan from Mando. We have the TVC Ahsoka from Clone Wars Season 7 look. We have Goliath, the new NECA Goliath from Gargoyles. We have Black Series Tech from Bad Batch. And the new Marvel Legends Miles Morales, the Gamerverse one, the GameStop exclusive, right?
Mm-hmm. No, it's not GameStop exclusive.
Oh, okay, my bad. Then
Miles his
Morales.
cloaked version, I think, is an exclusive to GameStop.
Oh, the clear or the transparent.
Yeah, I think like the blue one. He's more blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
For this one, I think I went with Did I go with Tech? I don't. It was between. Oh, maybe it was Miles. I don't remember what I voted on this one. It might have been Miles or no. I think I saved Tech for later because he's best 112. I don't know. It was Miles or Tech because Miles just has the more accessories. That's why I think I gave it to him. I gave it to one of them, but I think Miles and Tech are better than the other options. I love the NECA Goliath, and I know that we made it a 35 just to get that figure in the votes, but
honestly, I did it for all of NECA Ultimates, because NECA Ultimates now are at that price range, and also now even Hasbro figures are creeping up to like 34-ish range, to include their deluxes.
Yeah. NECA or Goliath didn't come with enough accessories, and the fact that it didn't come with the closed wings, I didn't give it the win for that.
Interesting. So for me, it's Goliath. To me, it was the most impressive figure all year long that I opened it. It's not particularly my favorite, and yeah, I could agree with you. The accessories were light, but at the same time, I think the wings were kind of the accessories. To me, it was the most impressive figure that I opened up, especially for the $35 price mark. Like the value, everything, like that was one of the most high, I guess, value-wise, one of the most satisfied I was out of a figure. Like I said, it wasn't even close to my favorite. I don't even know if it was top 10 of favorite figures I got this year, but for best, I think it was best. I think it should have been up for figure of the year, to be honest. And that would have been my award for that, or that would have gotten my vote for that. And I think it should win this category as well. What do you think, Sean?
So on this particular category, I think out of spite, I did not go for any of the Star Wars, and then also Miles in this particular one, I did go for the Goliath. I would agree he needs a little bit more. My particular one, I'm not super happy with, just because I think my ankles are a little too loose for me. I did buy a second one, which is right here on the desk. But I went with Goliath. He brought back way more nostalgia than any of the other ones could. I think with like Miles, I just feel like any Spider-Man that we talk about is typically really good. It's a lot of fun to pose, or the accessories or things like that, especially coming out of the video game or a movie, or even if it's a comic book version. I'll be honest, the Ahsoka and the Tech, I have not watched Bad Batch yet. Bo-Katan, as much as I really want to get her with some of the other Mando versions, I just couldn't vote for. I thought it looked really good, but Goliath did a lot more for me, with NECA being my first NECA purchase, than I think any of these other ones could have done. Black Series, Marvel Legends.
So I've seen all of these in person. I don't own all of them, but I've seen them all in stores. And how I would rank them, I think, is Goliath, Ahsoka, Tech, Miles, Bo-Katan, in that order, probably, for me. That Ahsoka, especially for being 3 3/4 inch, is ridiculous. TVC, if we did still did best line of the year, something like that, TVC should have been up for winning that. That was they are starting to really rival Black Series, in my opinion. So the next category is best non-traditional scale. So this is something that's not a statue, but also not 6 or 12, 1/6 or 1/12 scale. And So the ones on here is VF1J Armored Valkyrie from Bandai, Unit 10 from 30, the Child from Hot Toys, that's the 1-to-1 scale, right? And then the Charizard by Jazzwares, and then the Ahsoka Tano by Hasbro. And I gotta look at my vote again, but if I had to, after kind of thinking about it and everything, I voted just to make sure that I fucking voted, and so Zach wouldn't bitch at me for not voting again. So I would say Ahsoka for me. I think that was a really well liked figure, well done figure overall. Eddie, what do you think?
I think I picked Ahsoka too. I think for me it came down to the VF1 and the Ahsoka. I don't know anything about the VF1. I wasn't gonna pick the Evangeline. The Evangeline and the VF1 are fucking pity awards. They're only in here because they run the show, guys. I don't give a shit. I love Zach and Dean are great people. I love them. They're only here because of them. So, fuck those two. No, but it was between the VF1J and the Ahsoka. For me, just because I based it like if I'm looking at all of them against each other. I mean, obviously the VF1J is a crazy figure, right? I mean, fuck, like those are crazy figures. I went with Ahsoka, I think, because of me just knowing that IP more. So,
yeah. What about you, Sean? What do you say?
For best non-traditional, I did go with Charizard. To be honest, any of these other ones I would not purchase. I purchased the Charizard, and I really enjoyed them, so that's why I picked them.
Fair enough. So Sean, if you want to go through the next list. So this one's for best 1/12 scale figure.
So for best 1/12, we have the Sentinel Miles, we have the Marvel Legends Game Reverse Miles, Bo-Katan Black Series, Tech Black Series, and Conan Mezco. On this one, I do think I went with the Sentinel. I remember watching Zach's review on it. I thought it looks awesome, and I agree that, almost any pose or scene that you want to pull from the movie, you can do with it. And I thought that was really cool. I think a close second for me would have also been the Marvel Legends Miles. Having not played the game, I still think it's a really great figure. Even for me, just kind of messing around with him, and I even posed him on Articuno when I first picked him up, just kind of as a joke, and I really kind of enjoyed it and stuff. So, I pretty sure I went with Sentinel.
Gotcha. What about you, Eddie?
Conan, hands down. Conan is the best. That
agree.
figure is insane. Just paint apps, sculpt, accessories. It's perfect to me.
Like, again, I don't own any of these, and trying to be as unbiased as possible. And objective. I really think that Conan figure is really well done. Everyone has said the sculpt is right on par. It's the Conan figure that you would want. Everyone says it's straight off of the artist's portrayal of him, Frank Frazetta, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's, to me, that's probably, I think, that, and then everything else after that. If I had to rank them, it'd be that, the Sentinel Miles, Tech, Miles Morales, the Legends, and then Bo-Katan. But
I'd probably agree with that.
So, Eddie, you want to tackle this one?
Yeah, we got third party figure of the year. Is this a new award, or have we always done this?
I'm pretty sure we've always done this one.
Okay.
If not, we started it last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so third party figure of the year, we have Kurosaki Ichigo from Game Toys, which is from Bleach, the anime. We have Cloud Strife from Virtual Toys, which is from Final Fantasy something or other. I don't know which Final Fantasy, but then we have the Gunslinger from Limb Toys, which is from Red Dead Redemption, or Dylan, do you know?
What?
The Gunslinger, he's from Red Dead?
Yep, Red Dead Redemption 2.
And then we have the Fiend from Toys R Us, which is the Goblin from Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1. And then we have a Hush SSR, which I think is SSR Hush Batman, from the Hush series. Chimley. But it was no denying I was going to pick Ichigo for this category. That figure's insane. They created their own body for that figure. It comes with 2 outfits, so if you get an extra body, you can have him displayed in the 2 separate outfits that he has as a Soul Reaper. There's a gray version that's just as badass. It comes with 3 different head sculpts, good amount of accessories. One of the swords is die cast, and it's just beautiful figure. The tailoring's done really well. It's I'll never get rid of it. I don't think it's so good that I don't think I need anything else from Bleach. I could have just that and be good for everything, but there are some bangers on here. But I think that one overall takes the cake. What about you, Dylan?
That Gunslinger, Limb Toys, I have only seen pictures and reviews. Mine's on the way. It's been delayed. Same thing as Badfish. It's taken a while to get here, but that thing to me seems the most loaded, the most well done. If you've played the game, you would understand why so many options is needed, and they did it as good as you can. And you can even buy, I think, another head if you want for another like $30. To me, that's what I would get. The Goblin, that was the only other one I owned, but I didn't even open that before I sent that to you. And I know you weren't particularly impressed with it, and a lot of people said it was well done, but, could have been better. The Hush Batman, I'm a huge Batman fan, and I just had no ambition about that one. I heard good things about it when it came in. And then Cloud Strife, I don't know a ton about that either. And then with your figure, I only know about it from you showing it off and kind of giving a mini review on the show here, and I know how much you liked it. So for me, it's Gunslinger, and then I would probably put the one that you mentioned as your number one as second. But yeah, Badfish asked if I played the game. They also have Red Death up again. They're doing a second batch. Yeah, so I love that game. That is in my all-time top 10 favorite video games. And I grew up a pretty big video game player, especially campaign-based games. And that was one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely loved that game. I think it was better than the original, to be honest. The first Red Dead, but you got to play both if you're going to do it. And I'm not even a big Western guy, but I would say if you want to play a really well done campaign-based single-player game, that's a game you need to check out. What about you, Sean? Do you have any skin in the game here?
Eddie, you have the Fiend, or you had it?
Oh, I don't have it anymore.
Oh, you don't? Okay. I've heard stuff about it. To be honest, I'd prefer to pass on this particular category. I do like the Fiend though. Just from the pictures and stuff, it brings back memories of watching Spider-Man. So what was your thoughts on that? Because after seeing this one, I wouldn't mind picking him up if it was decent.
It's good. I don't think it's perfect like people think. I don't think it's perfect. My main thing that I don't like about it is the material they use for the overall suit, which is not the armor bits, just like it's like a sort of a rubber nylon kind of material. I don't know. It feels very sticky. If that makes sense, like the kind of rubber that it is. So when you
Like when you like
when the arms
articulate
bend,
it kind of
yeah, it gets stuck. The suit
Yeah.
gets stuck to itself.
Yeah.
And then the armor bits are plastic bits that are like glued onto the suit, which
Mhm.
you could just tell that it is that way. And I didn't like that. And then it wasn't even glued on straight, the abdomen, so the abs were like slanted. That was a running issue, I think, with a lot of them. But the thing that I think is really well done is the glider. The glider is beautiful, painted well. The like the pistons move when you move the flaps up and down, and so that was done really well. The head sculpt's really amazing. So it is very good. I don't think it's perfect, and I wouldn't even. They're reissuing it. I wouldn't say it is a good price difference, but I just, you know, how we talked about the whole thing in the beginning with third party and how we don't like to deal with certain things. I'm pretty sure Hot Toys is gonna make it, so I might just wait, man. If you really want one,
Yeah. So just
unless you
so
want
you
a
think
cheaper
they're gonna make it now that
alternative.
he's going to appear in the movie?
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it.
Okay. Again, I don't really have any stake in any of these on the third party. I did like the Goblin though, just because I thought he looked cool. I think if I had to choose another one, it would be the Gunslinger. I've always wanted to play Red Dead. I never have, just never got to it. I was more of an Assassin's Creed kind of guy, so I always focused on that and played that. So I'm pretty sure I voted for the Goblin or for the Fiend.
Someone said that in the chat here. I think it was Badfish said they're gonna reissue the Red Death version of
Yeah.
him. So this is obviously made by Limb Toys. So that's the other version of him. They're doing Red Death again. Oh my god! I'm getting. I'll be honest. I'll probably buy that too. But okay, so the next category, is it my turn? Whose turn is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one's best head sculpt. So included in here is the Tom Holland head sculpt from the upgrade suit Spider-Man from Hot Toys, Captain Rex Hot Toys, and then Captain America Hot Toys, Gandalf the Grey Asmus, and Kylo Ren Hot Toys. I think I put in the chat when I was watching the show. I was watching you guys live, I think, at this point. For me, my favorite head sculpts that I have gotten was Captain America, Rex, Kylo Ren, and then in that order. I don't have the Tom Holland one or Gandalf the Grey. It's hard for me to judge this if I don't have them in hand. This is kind of a biased segment in my opinion, where it comes down to it comes down to what you've seen in person, because these can be so much different than what they look like in pictures, right? Like, you guys could probably, I think Eddie called me nuts for not saying Gandalf the Grey. You could probably talk me into that. I just haven't seen it.
No, I don't like the Gandalf. I think you're nuts because I don't think the Captain America is the best one. I think it's good.
I love that one.
I think it's good, but I don't think it's the best.
When I opened that was the first time I was like, yeah, this is for sure. Yeah, Badfish, PM me. I'd be up for that, for pre-ordering that. That was the first time I was like, yes, this is my Captain America. This is so much better in my opinion than the other versions that I've had at that point of him. So I was pretty jacked about him. The Kylo Ren, that's probably as good of a head sculpt as you'll ever get of Adam Driver, to be honest. And then Captain Rex, while it was easy, it was well executed. The little things like the details with it, with the kind of skin tone paints and everything like that, was just well done. It was really well done in my opinion. From the pictures, Gandalf the Grey and Ultimate or the upgrade suit Spider-Man, you could talk me into them, I'm sure. But what do you think, Sean?
Mine was Captain America. Y'all know I'm a big Marvel fan, and this is a lot biased here, but I thought that head sculpt was the best one I've seen yet for him. It really brought back memories of Endgame if he were to have his helmet off. I imagine like that whole conversation they had with Thanos when he's sitting on the big metal tube and stuff like that, and he's like born out of blood, you know, just with the helmet off, with the brow creases, and stuff like that. I really like that one a lot. My second was Rex. I think it's a really cool head sculpt of him. In my opinion, I think the Tom Holland one is really off. I think his head is a little too round. I think Gandalf looks really cool. Adam Driver, I really don't have an opinion on, but my pick was definitely Captain America.
I think I went with Rex because the Adam Driver is good. I don't think it's perfect. I think I said that. I hate seeing shit when I already talked about him because I don't remember what I said, but I think I didn't hear you, Dylan. You muted.
I don't know how I got muted. That's the classic case, the Adam Driver of what I was talking about, where the pictures don't do it justice. In hand, it is a very well done head sculpt.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Have you seen it in person, Eddie?
I don't think so. I may have saw it at LA Comic-Con or at Frankenstein's, but not enough to remember, so.
Like in this picture, that doesn't excite me either. It doesn't do its justice. It does look better. I think really all of these, or all three of these that I have look better. I guess the Rex proto picture that we're using, that does a good job of kind of showing what that looks like. But to me, Captain America and Kylo, I thought looked better in person.
The only thing, I kind of agree with the in-person thing, and I kind of don't. Only because half of the people that vote are not going to have them all. And
that's fair.
And if they can look good in prototype, they're not going to look worse in person necessarily. So, so they still win. If we're checking off check marks, then they have the in-person and the prototype looks good. You know what I mean? Or like the picture. So I would still give it to Rex. And I think the fucking Gandalf is another pity fucking award. You listening? It's a fucking pity award.
I'll be honest. I think that Gandalf looks amazing. I'm also not a huge Lord of the Rings snob. I've seen it and I like it, but
I think the Gandalf is as bad as that fucking smiling Ant-Man that everybody talks shit about. Jesus. And just the only reason that nobody fucking says anything is because of how much we like Lord of the Rings right now and because of how into it they are. Because that shit looks bad. I've seen that one and it looks bad. The eyes are horrible on that fucking thing.
Really?
Yes. They look set back. The same way, you know how people complain that his teeth were too forward with the Ant-Man or whatever? Like,
yeah,
they should have been set back a little bit or it looked weird. That's how the fucking Gandalf looks. And the Gandalf is $300. Shit. That shit doesn't belong up here.
Yeah. And I Am Legend said I own about 300 Hot Toys figure. This Kylo Ren was the first fig. When I opened it, I was like, wow, this is better than what I expected. I'll be honest, I won't.
I love you, Eddie, Zach. I want you to know that. I love you guys, but
bad fish. Eddie, I'm about to end his whole career. No shit. This is a case where I will say I am not gonna be mad with whatever wins. You could talk me into anyone probably on this list, to be honest. You could talk me out of anyone on this list, to be honest. The only one I probably would not sway from is the cat. I don't know. To be honest, I'm fine with any one of these winning. I think I voted for Captain America here, but so next one's you, Sean, I think, right?
Yeah, so you got the Coruscant Trooper, is that right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. The Coruscant Trooper. You got Mysterio, Rex. Is this any particular Rex that I'm missing?
Zach, okay. I want to preface this by saying
I
said I love you.
Just a Clone Wars.
Those things.
One.
And then you got Mando with Child, and you got the Hot Toys PS4 Spider-Man or PS5 Spider-Man. On this one, I went with the Miles Morales Spider-Man. I don't have him, but just kind of listening to all the comments about him, it really made me want to get him. He seems like he's a really fun figure, especially coming out of the animated series and stuff, and kind of being able to see him realized in the game. I like the stuff he comes with. So I went with the Miles.
Interesting. I noticed something with you, Sean. Hold on.
Yes.
You have pretty much picked a Marvel character for anything you could have, as far as the war so far.
Man, I just have to be super selective. Like, I really, really want to get into the Mando stuff right now, just because of, like I said, what's her name? Is it Reeves?
Oh,
No,
Casca
not Bo-Katan.
Reeves.
Yes. And I was like, damn it, man. Like, Infantry Mando did it for me, and Reeves is doing it for me, and I really want to get into some of the Star Wars stuff. I can't buy in because I'm really trying to focus. And I mean, and even like in the next category, the Asajj, I really want the Asajj, but I can't do it. Like, I have my own vision and I'm heading that way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eddie. What do you think here?
I think I gave this to Coruscant Guard. I think. I don't remember. I know I didn't give it to Rex because of the green paint. I didn't give it to Mysterio because of accessories, I think. I wanted to choose Mando for the memes. Mando is a great figure. It could win. It's great. But because of the chrome one, I think it should lose. Because it's not perfect. The chrome one's better. The Miles is really good. I either give it to Coruscant Guard or Miles. Maybe I give it to Miles because of the accessories with the Coruscant Guard. I really try to be objective. I don't even pick the ones that I put up there. I think I voted for Coruscant Guard like as to be a nominee. But I think in the end I picked Miles. I don't know. And I saw the Miles at LA Comic Con. Holy fuck, that thing is beautiful.
Really?
If you're tempted to get that, and you're like, I don't know, get that. I want it now. That shit is beautiful.
I'm still playing the game. I'm scared that I'm gonna want it after that. But okay, so yeah, for this one, I'll be honest. Before I got Rex in box, or I guess out of box, just got him in hand a little bit ago, like I don't know, 2 to 3 days ago. I would have said, or no, actually like a week ago, sorry. Mandalorian and the Child was it for me. Coruscant Guard and Captain Rex I really liked. I have 3 on this list again. I don't have Mysterio and I don't have Miles Morales. But for me, how I would rank them is Rex, Mando, Coruscant Guard, and then probably the Miles and then Mysterio.
You didn't vote Mando?
But, huh?
You didn't vote Mando?
No.
Dude, Zach's gonna fire your ass. This is the last time we see Dylan on the show.
I think he's worthy of being nominated. He doesn't have to fucking win just because we think he's worth being put there. And I think it's completely what you said, Eddie, about it being about a big difference being made about him because they came out the Chrome version. That's irrelevant. This is the figure of this year.
It's not though.
No,
you know
it
why
is.
It's not.
Not. Let me finish first. So this is it's irrelevant because otherwise these troopers, if another trooper gets announced and it's 10 times better, fuck these troopers. Get them off the list then. They're no longer worth it. It's not the awards for the best future one coming out.
It's the one for this year.
It's the one for this year. What we experienced. The other pre-orders that we have seen while it's a sucky thing, like it's a sucky scenario, I agree. I sat on the show and bitched about it and whined about it as well. I'm bummed about it. I literally got mine, and the day past my return period for it, they released that. I got cucked so hard in that whole deal. But I still think it was a great figure.
Okay. I can't argue with you that the chrome thing shouldn't matter. It did come into my thought process when I didn't pick it. It shouldn't matter. The chrome thing shouldn't matter. Yeah, that's all we were arguing about. So the chrome shouldn't matter.
Now,
You're right.
if you have other nitpicks with that figure, let me hear it all day long. But I don't think that should be a reason.
I think
that
it's really
you
between the
don't choose
Miles
it.
and the Mando in this category. I think maybe Rex, you could say. I don't think Coruscant and Mysterio should be. I think I was biased towards the Coruscant, but I think that the Mando, Rex, and Miles should be the ones that you decide between. Only because Mysterio's got a god-awful seam over his orb there. Coruscant Guard is amazing, but it comes with no accessories. Miles and Mando come with a shit ton of accessories. Rex comes with a decent amount of accessories. So it really should be between Mando and Miles, and I think Miles wins it though, out of those two. But yeah,
Again, like I probably won't argue anyone's choice with this one. I agree. I don't think Coruscant Guard should win because yes, it was very well done in the sense of the options you got with it. But I don't know, just the fact that it was there's no head sculpt in there. Same with I guess Mysterio did end up coming with a surprise one. That's right. My only knock on Mysterio is essentially this. You can kind of see it in that picture. I don't like the way the suit looks when it's bent. Not really a problem with the figure, I guess, so it probably shouldn't be my argument because it's just a design of the suit in general. I just didn't like how it looked when you try and do any kind of pose with that figure. But I will say it's a cool figure. I wouldn't argue really any of these. I would argue that I think Rex, Mando, Miles, and Mysterio should probably be above Coruscant Guard. But
that's probably true.
I think I honestly wouldn't bitch about any of them winning, to be honest.
No one's gonna vote for Mando, Dylan. You hate to see it.
I know.
I hate to see it.
That's fine. It should just be here, at least. That's the main point. All right, Eddie. Oh, good. This is a good one for you, Eddie. For the statue.
Shit. Statue of the year. We have Mandalorian and the Child from Iron Studios. We have Tweeterhead Catwoman from the 19 whatever? Tweeterhead Catwoman from one of the Batman movies. I don't remember the year. We have Silver Surfer from Sideshow, Gandalf versus the Balrog from Prime 1, and Mythos Asajj Ventress from Sideshow. For me, I think I went with Gandalf versus the Balrog only because out of all of these, that shit is just impressive. I mean, sometimes I think it's unfair. You know, like...
Yeah, isn't that kind of a diorama?
Yeah, it's just... It's huge. It's imposing. It's Prime 1. Prime 1's better than all of these companies. Maybe not better overall as a company, but they're better detail-oriented, and, like, they just put a lot of work into their statues, so that one's kind of... That's just a clear winner, but Silver Surfer was really good. I think it's the best anatomy sculpt we've seen this year. I'm also biased towards that sculptor. I think he does really well. The Mythos Asajj Ventress was also a very beautiful statue. I've seen that in person a couple times. I've thought about buying it. It's good. The paint isn't the best. Yeah, that's what I want to get to, Mr. Masashi. The paint on the Asajj is not the best to me. The base is very muddled paint to me, and I remember saying that to Mario, I think, before he had his. I remember saying that the paint wasn't that great on it. So that's why Asajj wouldn't win for me. Same thing with the Mandalorian and the Child from Iron Studios. I don't love the paint. I don't love the right thigh armor because it's inaccurate to me, and that really bugs me. I don't like... Well, I love the Tweeterhead Catwoman. I don't think it's better than the Balrog, though. So, for me, it would go Balrog, either the Catwoman and the Surfer, and then the Mandalorian, and then the Asajj. So, in that order. But, Dylan, what do you think?
I'll be quick here because I don't really have a stake in this game. None of these really interested me. I think I voted just from like the reviews I've seen and things like that, because that's really my only knowledge of them. I haven't seen any of them in person or anything like that, or don't own any of them. But the Catwoman by Tweeterhead, I thought was pretty awesome, and I felt like when that came out, that was all over that was even like all over like outside of collecting groups and stuff like that when that came out. I was seeing that like I think on like IGN and stuff. I could be wrong on if it was exactly IGN, but it was outside of collecting communities. The Gandalf and Balrog, like you said, that almost seems like unfair for what that is. That seems like a set, like a diorama set, not a statue of a figure, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, they all look pretty sick, to be honest. Just real quick. So Mario's going on about the damn toys Godfather. I agree from what I've seen. I think I actually have that on order too. I gotta figure out where I ordered that from. Fuck. I was laughing at I Am Legend. He said they're all gorgeous. I saw the cake of Catwoman. It's like, wow.
He ain't lying.
Eddie, what about you here? Silver Surfer. Yeah, that's all right. Moving on. Just kidding. Oh, you actually have this guy, right?
I had the Silver Surfer. I don't have it anymore.
Oh, you did.
I've seen all of these in person though.
Okay.
Okay, I'm lying. I haven't seen the Gandalf, but I don't think you need to. I think that one's the best. But I've seen all the others in person. They're all really, really imposing pieces, but they each have their own flaws. Even the Surfer has its own issues. There was some QC issues with that one. But Sean, I'm guessing I'm gonna go ahead and I know what Sean's gonna pick.
You're right. You're right. So I think if you're going for the most impressive, it's definitely the Balrog.
Uh-huh.
Mine was between Asajj and Silver Surfer, because this particular statue of Asajj was my first like experience with her, I guess. And I thought it was really cool, and I thought just kind of the way she was presented was really good. But as Eddie has predicted, I did go with the Silver Surfer. I think a lot of people had issue with his pose and stuff, but the way I kind of look at it is like, you know, he's surfing through the universe, and this is just him coming out of another portal, seeing what he's about to encounter. And I think with the companion piece of Frankie Nova, it just kind of adds to it, you know, them just kind of searching for the next thing. I know that there was a lot of issues with people who had scratches on the board, and the foot peg not completely making contact with the board itself and stuff. I had a little bit of both. It wasn't too crazy for me, but this would be my ideal surfer. I know we'll get one with the Haslab, and we'll see how that turns out. But this surfer is the surfer for me. I think even if they came out with a better Thanos wins, like a Fallen Surfer, I still think this is the more like he's more prestigious, you know. He's coming out of that portal ready for whatever. He doesn't know what he's about to encounter. He's just kind of looking off into space, and I really appreciated that, just being a a fan of the cosmic stuff.
Mhm.
But I agree with what Dylan is saying about the Borog. It's like a diorama, like that thing takes up a whole table. So I think it looks really impressive. So, but I still went with the Surfer.
So I know the chat's still talking about the Spider-Man quite a bit. I have one question I haven't seen yet or seen many people talk about it. So I've always shit on, or maybe not shit on, that's probably too aggressive, but talk negatively about Hot Toys Spider-Man offerings in the past. I have said before, I think that's the one character you need to have in dynamic fun poses, and that's the one figure you really can't do that with. Figures, I guess, they're previous Spider-Man figures anyways. You can't really do that with, and besides the homemade suit. Advanced suit was a very good step in the right direction. Is this one better than advanced suit, or about like on par with that as far as that? Because I had the advanced suit.
You mean posing wise?
Yeah.
I think everything after the advanced suit, other than the Iron Spider from the movie, uses the same material. So they're all kind of on par with that now. It's just some look better when you're posing them. Like, and this one looks better to me.
Sure.
I saw the 2099 when I was at LA Comic Con, and I really wanted that one, but seeing it in person, it didn't blow me away. Seeing sort of some of the creases and posing, it didn't blow me away. But this one was insane. It
Okay.
looks good, and maybe because it has the black suit, and black already leans like in a good direction for creasing and things. You're gonna
Like it
have
covers?
yeah, it's more forgiving. You can't see it as much. So this one would probably be better, Dylan.
Okay. Well, I'll have to check it out, especially, like I said, if I keep liking the game. The game is essentially just kind of a... almost... it's damn near a re-release of the
I
other
heard that
Spider-Man
it's
game before. It's very
more like
similar.
I heard it's more like an extra side story. Like it's more of like just when they do an add-on or something.
It's like an extension DLC,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
really large version of it. But like I said, I'm not done with it yet, and I like it so far. The base game was good, but I will say if you like those games and you haven't played the Batman Arkham games, they're just a more refined version of those games. The Batman Arkham games are so good. Some of my favorites.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
love those. I played Arkham Knight.
Okay, so the figure of the year. This one was between the 501st Trooper, which oddly enough wasn't on the... What? Yeah, isn't on the best for 1/6 scale figure. The Mysterio, the Sentinel Miles Morales, the Hasbro 3 3/4 inch Ahsoka Tano, and Captain Rex by Hot Toys. And I believe I voted Captain Rex here, or I just wanted to watch the world burn and picked 501st Trooper. One of those two I think I picked. But what about you guys?
I went with Sentinel Miles. I think with everything you get from him, from the videos I have seen of him, he looks really cool. I think he's going to be the closest, at least right now, that you can get to anything from the Spider-Verse version of Miles. I would not mind picking this guy up if I can find him at a price I like.
Can I just say that while I may not love every figure on here, like I probably don't think Mysterio belongs on here. Ahsoka Tano, I won't argue with, but I love that we have two smaller figures on here, not just because of my bias towards small talk, but it's showing that we have variety reflecting people's collections. I made the joke, I think, to Eddie, where magically around fucking award season this year for figures, everyone comes out of the fucking woodworks and is all of a sudden a goddamn expert on small figures that they don't give two fucks about, they don't talk about, they don't watch small talk, they don't go on a show, talk about it, and then all of a sudden everyone's a goddamn expert once the awards come around and say, this is the best small figure I've seen all year. It's like, what the fuck do you... Anyways, I like the fact that we're seeing variety in general. I like that Sentinel's on there, that we got a 3 3/4 inch scale figure and only 3 Hot Toys this year. All the other years, it was just loaded with straight Hot Toys, pretty much. For the most part, from what I can remember, all 1/6 scale stuff. Mm-hmm. So I like for actual like figure of the year, we're seeing it everywhere. What?
You scared Toy Mafia.
Yeah, sorry, I had to get that out of my system. But everyone in the chat, you do not fall under what I was just saying. You guys are awesome. You're here every fucking week. I listen to you guys all day long. Nothing. You're not included in what I'm talking about, but just had to get that off my chest. Eddie, what do you think here?
I believe I went with either 501st or Rex. Because I agree with Dylan that I like the options, I like the variety. But objectively, I don't think you can compare the two. So I don't like doing that. And I don't think that they beat them. Especially Ahsoka. Ahsoka can be the best damn TVC figure we've seen ever. And it still wouldn't compare to a Hot Toy. Neither would the Miles. I don't think it's possible. That's why sometimes putting things against each other don't seem fair to me. Yeah, 501st or Rex. Mysterio definitely doesn't belong on this list. Whoever voted for that one, I know where you live.
You do? all of their houses.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think whatever I said before, 501st is probably the better one because of the accessories and stuff, and the amount of versatility that figure has, and just it's 3 different figures in one. I think that's what I said on the other show, so I probably went with that one.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's kind of our awards. There's the scan or the QR code again if you want to go vote. If you haven't, please do. I'm also going to post a link in the chat here. If you guys have not, please get that in. It's fun. Obviously, I get way too amped up for it. I got to fucking take a muscle relaxer for my back issues before
we all end the stream and take our medications
before I hop on.
Drink.
So yeah, the actual collecting weekly awards, it's the 4th annual, and it's going to be on Tuesday, December 14th at 8:30 Central Standard Time.
Dylan saw my picture. I don't know if Sean did, but I'm dressing up for the awards, man.
Mm-hmm. I saw
you should do it too. I sent you the link. I think you could still get it in time. Order that shirt, man.
Medium sexy, man.
Wow, man. Look at this guy. He's showing off. I'm still in the XL guy, so.
Love you, Irwin. Shout out. So, real quick, let's go back here, I guess. And if you want to go through... So, after the show, after we go through our Patreonies, I kind of want to quickly go through some pictures that Mario shared from the convention with us. Thanks again, Mario. Shout out there. We'll kind of quickly go through some of those. He's got some good ones, high quality too. So, Eddie, if you don't mind reading off the Patreonies for me.
Yeah, sure. We'd like to thank Sean Fear, Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leo Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Joao Bretta, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, Ruben KS Rivera Jr., Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratt, Big Fern, King Zachary V, Cesar Mariquin, Mike Cruz, Lisa Martin Bonmonsky, Rick DeGregorio, Alvin Jules, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Aled Morgan, Bola Boyd, Jimmy James, Mario Cortez, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Jesse Contreras, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Corpus, Louis Bennett, Kevin Vegar, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, and Breton Palmer. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, all you sweet people. You allow us to do this and get on our pedestal and bitch at each other. You're the reason we get to do that. Hashtag bless. So we also wanted to shout out our YouTube channel members. We got Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, Test Jess 1, OG Fan, the Pemricas, and Mark Pearson. Some things you get with that. So that's our YouTube membership. Obviously, you get some. If you're a Patreon only, you get some badges there. For you get the loyalty badges. There's like fuck that guy, Peps. I did not see that Peps one before. That's fucking awesome. Member shoutouts, and then the Peanut Gallery. You get all of those as well. So. Okay, so December Patreon benefits, you're getting the Collecting Weekly 200th episode holo sticker, and then the Eddie Money Mendez sticker. It's pretty good.
I don't know how the fuck I made that face. I'm always trying to make that face afterwards, and I'm like, how the fuck did I do that? Yeah.
That was your car picture, man.
Yeah, I remember being in the car.
The 3 Patreon tiers we have, Sweet Angel at $5 a month. You get a Collecting Weekly sticker sent straight to your door, and then Ox After Dark. Certified Crispy at $15, you get all of those, and then help with the figure fixes, and then a Certified Crispy certificate. And What a Guy, you get all of that. Doubles of the stickers, and then you also get an 18 by 24 silhouette on first pledge. So... international postage will be charged a cost for the certificates. So yeah, that's I think all we got there. Let me make sure here. I kind of messed up the order. Just for the slide, or I guess the slide kind of showing off our network. We got Collecting Weekly Live, OFAC, Only Fools and Collecting, our Thursday brothers, Live and Let Dice, In and Outs of Collecting. Sorry, which you guys are going live tomorrow at 10:30. Are you on that show, Eddie? Tomorrow?
10 Central. Yeah.
Oh, 10,
I'll
yeah.
be on there. 10 Central tomorrow.
The Ringcast, Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing, After Dark, and then Bricks and Brews. You guys just did an episode of that as well, right?
First one I missed, man, because I was at LA Comic Con, so.
That's right.
I heard it was a good one, though.
And then Collecting Weekly Clips. That's where you'll see a bunch of our funniest clip that moments. And yeah, that's all we got, I think, there. Now, give me 1 second as I'm gonna pull up the pictures we were talking about that Mario so graciously shared with us.
So while we'll be looking at Mario's pictures, I do want to shout out Rainer, because he did send us some initial pictures from when he was there as well.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks, Sean. So, yeah, there's a lot of miniature stuff. Like, all this is He-Man related. I don't know if specifically what this is. And then, so this is like statues and artwork of Ice and Fire, or Fire and Ice or something. The Game of Thrones books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Song of Ice and Fire. So that's pretty cool. Got the ice things there. Sorry, I know this is terrible audio, but I really want to see this. So this is obviously He-Man things. This is pretty cool. I wonder what Mario, if you want to just hop in, feel free and walk us through some of these, like what brand they were. I don't see... Oh, Mattel. Okay. So, just kind of walk us through and let us know if you want to hop on. So this is 3.0, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is their smaller scale that they just started up.
Is it MDX?
Isn't it like MLDX or something like that?
I don't know. I know
Or DLX?
I think that is the bigger ones. I think DLX is the big ones. I think MDX are the small ones. I don't know. It's the small ones.
Yeah. So there's the Bumblebee, and then Optimus Prime, and then the Mark 43.
3-0. That's badass.
Yeah. $89.
Nope.
And then there's the Hulkbuster, probably gonna be one of the best Hulkbusters ever made, to be honest. But I was gonna ask, this isn't Hasbro, is it? This looks.
I don't think so.
I wonder what this is. Mario, if you're still in the chat, let us know.
Maybe it is.
He said he might be in a minute.
Okay.
Maybe it is Hasbro.
Yeah, we'll have
There's
to
no
come
other
back
Sentinel out there that looks like that, so maybe it is Hasbro.
to that. God damn it! Look at chat again. Okay, so we got it.
Oh, my bad. I got it.
I got it.
These look good, or this Sentinel looks good. The weathering. I wonder if maybe it's a customized or weathered, I guess modified Hasbro one. And then, we got the Where's Waldo. My Blitzlight, nice.
That's
Mario
pretty
said
cool.
it was the Haslab Sentinel.
Okay. God,
That was really
looks
nice
good.
then.
That does look good.
That's
Is
really
it
nice.
repainted?
That's
it
what I
looks like
thought.
real metal.
It has to be redone. That looks really good.
Look at Luke.
Oh,
Cage.
Luke Kang, Storm, Sub-Zero again. I don't know what that is. Do you guys?
That is a fighting game. I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to read the writing. I couldn't. Another bunch there, and there's
Storm.
Golden Axe.
yeah. Who's
They
that
got the
big
boss.
guy?
That's one of the bosses, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know his name, but it's like one of the bosses that you fight towards the end of each level or whatever.
Wow. That's pretty sweet. That's turning into kind of a cool little line.
King
More.
from Tekken.
Oh, that's what these are?
This
Yep.
is Tekken, yeah.
That's Tekken.
Okay.
I think he looks a little too chunky for me.
Who does?
The
King.
Oh,
left.
King the
King on the
leopard?
left, yeah. I think he looks a little too chunky for me because I don't remember him being that big.
I never played Tekken.
Nice, Badfish. I get it.
I don't get
Cool.
it. Oh, I get it.
Instead of golden axe, golden axe.
I get it.
Nice. Evil Ryu. Oh. So these are all the Transformers we're looking at. There's Shockwave, Soundwave, Nemesis Prime. I don't know
This-
the other.
This is Flame Toys?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Those look really good.
They do.
actually. Star Saber. Holy nuts.
Oh, it
I'm
says
not. I am.
Hasbro down there. Yeah, this is Flame Toys. Hasbro owns the license, that's why.
Oh. I am not a Transformers guy, but these look intense.
This is insane.
Rodimus.
You know they're doing like Power Rangers that are like this. How they're doing that G.I. Joe. Maybe they have pictures, but how they're doing that Snake Eyes.
Yep.
How it looks a little like teched out. They're doing Power Rangers too.
I think we quickly covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flame Toys, there it is. This is God, that's Star Saber or whatever that is in the back is wild. It looks like a combination of like Star Saber and then what is that?
Mario.
Victory Lab?
What up? Good evening, gents.
Stranger in the bathtub.
Mario, you know your Transformers, right?
I know a few of them, yeah.
What is the
So
purple
is
thing?
is the one in the back the combination of these two, or what? Who is that? What can you tell us about them? Do you know?
I have no idea who the hell these are, dude.
Okay.
Dude, if I'm honest,
feel better.
these were so stylized, man. I didn't recognize, even if it was like a freaking Optimus Prime or Megatron, Soundwave, whoever it was. I'm more of a Gene 1 guy, but those
Yep.
were so stylized, I didn't recognize hardly anybody, bro. So, yeah. And yes, this is, from what I understand, this is the Haslab version. Whether or not if it's custom painted, I really don't know, but this was just sitting on top of a DTOF. And I walked by it, and it was freaking huge. I'm like, I thought it was a statue, but nah. After seeing the joints and all that, I'm like, nah, dude, that's that's got to be the Haslab. So I just
How you know
snapped a few
how-
photos of it.
Tall
Do you
Mario is, because this is the
Yeah.
top of a detail. Jesus.
Yeah, so it was amazing, dude.
Do you think
I heard
they-
Sean's a beast too, man, coming in like what 7'3" or something like that. So
7 foot.
that's what Rainer was talking about. Shit,
He's got a 3 3/4 though, man. So we try not to talk about it.
bro. We don't want to hear about your experience with Sean, bro. All right, that's between you guys.
Come down here, brother.
Whoa, he wants you down there, bro.
He's
Where you belong,
threatening.
dude.
So Mario, do you think this was
Yeah.
like touched up or customized at all?
I really don't know. I'm not too familiar with the actual Haslab piece to really comment on it, but
Okay.
given those paint apps, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, dude. Because Hasbro ain't doing shit like that, even if
Sure.
it's the Haslab project.
I know,
you know, so.
I know. There's a little bit of weathering on that one, but I don't think it looked like that from what I've seen in pictures of.
It looked like the arm joints, though, like in the elbows, had like some kind of like gold painting. And I don't remember the Haslab having that.
Yeah.
These are model kits.
Oh, okay.
Sexy Deadpool.
Yeah.
These were pretty cool. These Marvel ones, though, I did like these.
Is this still Flame Toys or is this Code of
This is still this is still the Flame Toys booth. All of these stylized armored figures, along with the Transformers.
This is
These are
the
all Flame
Sentinel
Toys.
stuff, I thought.
Fighting armor? That is pretty sweet.
They had this big ass 1-to-1 statue of that Captain America in that same pose.
Really?
It was weird to see that over there. It was completely faceless and all armored up. It was like weird.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd pose too to do a
Yeah,
statue of.
it's heavily stylized.
So yeah, they're like robotic versions. Obviously, Iron Man's in there, Deadpool, Captain America, Wolverine, and then like the Python Iron Man and Iron Spider in there.
The Spider-Man actually looks like the only one that really fits in that collection, considering its actual somewhat
Metal.
of an armored piece. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I noticed that's cool with maybe it's not even supposed to, but I like kind of the legs on this Iron Man. I don't know why that stood out. I thought this was an A right away, like for the Avengers, but I don't think that's meant for that.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that, to be honest. Good eye.
So then we got the SV Action. These are the Sentinel into the Spider-Verse figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually have the Peter Parker on order, not the deluxe one with the statue, because I think I don't know. I probably could have used that with maybe a Batman figure too, but it's so expensive. Big.
Yeah, considering the lack of presence from any of the toy companies this year, I think I send you practically everything that was small related. You know, so
Yeah.
there was hardly much of anything at all. But yeah,
That War Machine looks awesome.
yeah, that looks
Oh
sick.
yeah,
That
There's
Black
the-
Panther 2.
Yep.
that is pretty cool. And then this is 302, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the what's it, Dark Fate? I think it is.
These are 112?
Yeah.
These are 112th. Yeah.
I want these.
I think one of their Terminator figures, I don't know if it was them or a third party one, was up for one of the awards one of the years, like 2 years ago, I think.
Mm.
They've oddly enough been around a while, I think, and well liked. It's just not a super popular license because I don't think it did real well, the movie.
Dude, I can't get over what the hell was that? I can't get over like some of these 112 figures
Don't
are
worry
just
about that.
next freaking are just next level, bro. I mean, like you guys talk about Mezco all the time. You see what they're doing now, and now 3-0's getting into it too, man. It's just absolutely amazing how far we've come with 112.
Yeah, I think when we start seeing more of what 3-0, how things turn out in their DLX line, in their smaller line, or MDLX for the Transformers, I guess. It's
These were
DLX
impressive.
DLX for the.
Yeah, these look freaking great.
I think when we start seeing these in person, it's gonna really be a game changer. Hopefully for them. I hope they're supported well, and that they do well. I think you guys, I think, recently talked about how badly, and we've talked about this multiple times too, as just an entire fan base on how Hot Toys needs a competitor.
Yeah.
And I think 3-0's that chosen one that's got to do it. I think they're the best chance.
So is Damn Toys.
Yeah, Damn Toys.
I know I've said it a few times than I do, but fucking hell, dude, that figure's badass.
I don't know why, but I always think of Damn Toys as a third-party company. I don't know why I do that, but
they've got quality shit, dude.
Mm-hmm. I won't deny that. I've heard a lot of people. So we don't typically see it for whatever reason in our groups and like our network, but like their military figures are talked about a lot and are pretty well received overall. But where'd you order your Godfather figure from?
KG Hobby.
Okay, I gotta
gotta ship early.
I gotta find out where mine's from.
My first, the first Damn Toys figure that I picked up was the Altair from Assassin's Creed, and after I got it in, I was like, "Holy shit!" You know, with all the accessories that they really added to it, you know, all of his weapons, you know, the paint amps are great. Even the paint amps all over the fabric looked amazing. How it was weathered up. The base is incredible. The head sculpt I think it's so. You know, for what it is, I wasn't really expecting much, but it was better than what I was expecting.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, it's right there. Let's see if you can't even see it. I have it right here. It's in the cabinet.
If you ever sell it, let me know.
Sure.
I didn't. Huh?
Sure, buddy.
Is that,
ain't going anywhere. I mean,
that means you're never gonna sell
the
it?
original AC was like one of my fucking favorite games of all time, man. And I don't see that. I ain't letting that bad boy go.
I only played the first 3, and yeah, he was by far my favorite from there. And I don't know why I didn't get the figure. I guess I didn't really. I don't know. I was probably too just ignorant. Didn't really like even take a good look at it. But
you want to see it?
I wish I would
pull
have
it out.
gotten it. No,
hey,
it's good.
Right.
We can. Maybe we'll do that post show here. We'll let everyone go here. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everyone, to this week's episode of Small Talk. We'll see you at the next show, which would it's gonna fall pretty close to Christmas time. We kind of have yet to decide. It's Christmas Eve or the Thursday before Christmas Eve. I don't know if that's going to be a recorded show. We haven't really discussed that yet, or a pre-recorded show. We'll let you guys know, but we'll see you guys next time. Good night, everyone.